You draw the silken robe closer around you as you step back from the terrace, the warmth of the sun-drenched marbles slowly giving way to the cooler, shaded expanse of your living area. The faintest whisper of the sea breeze follows you inward, carrying with it the subtle, clean scent of salt and distant blossoms, before settling into the quiet stillness of the penthouse. Your bare feet find the cool, polished oak floor, a smooth contrast to the marble you just left. Each step is soft, almost silent, across the wide planks that gleam with a deep, rich luster. You move toward a low, elegant console, crafted from dark, lacquered wood, where a small, almost antique silver kettle rests beside a collection of delicate porcelain. The morning light, now softened by the tall windows, catches the gentle curve of a hand-painted teacup, revealing the intricate, almost imperceptible brushstrokes of its design. You reach for the kettle, your fingertips tracing the cool, smooth metal. The weight of it feels familiar and balanced in your hand as you lift it, a quiet, almost imperceptible sound as it leaves its resting place. A faint, earthy aroma of dried leaves already lingers in the air from the small, carefully arranged tea caddy. You select a blend, the dried leaves rustling softly as you scoop them into the waiting infuser, a whisper of preparation. The kettle hums to life with a low, gentle thrum, a sound that vibrates through the console and up into your hand, a barely there vibration. You watch the small stream of water as it pours, clear and steady, over the tea leaves, observing the way they slowly unfurl, releasing their deep amber essence into the porcelain. A wisp of steam rises, carrying with it the fragrant, comforting scent of bergamot and something delicately floral. Holding the warm cup, your fingers curl around the smooth, unglazed base, feeling the gentle heat radiating upward. You turn, moving towards a wide, deep armchair upholstered in a soft, natural linen. The fabric yields slightly as you settle into its generous embrace. A faint, almost inaudible sigh from the cushions. The distant murmur of the city, a soft, hushed symphony, is barely audible here, a gentle backdrop to the quiet unfolding of your morning. You pause, the warm porcelain resting in your hands, a quiet anchor as the morning light continues its slow, steady journey across the room. Everything feels perfectly still, perfectly poised. Character count: asterisk, asterisk 2, 932, within 2, 800 to 3, 500 range. Word count: asterisk, asterisk 488, within 380 to 650 range. You draw the silken robe closer around you as you step back from the terrace, the warmth of the sun-drenched marble slowly giving way to the cooler, shaded expanse of your living area. The faintest whisper of the sea breeze follows you inward, carrying with it the subtle, clean scent of salt and distant blossoms, before settling into the quiet stillness of the penthouse. Your bare feet find the cool, polished oak floor, a smooth contrast to the marble you just left. Each step is soft, almost silent, across the wide planks that gleam with a deep, rich luster. You move toward a low, elegant console, crafted from dark, lacquered wood, where a small, almost antique silver kettle rests beside a collection of delicate porcelain. The morning light, now softened by the tall windows, catches the gentle curve of a hand-painted teacup, revealing the intricate, almost imperceptible brushstrokes of its design. You reach for the kettle, your fingertips tracing the cool, smooth metal. The weight of it feels familiar and balanced in your hand as you lift it, a quiet, almost imperceptible sound as it leaves its resting place. A faint, earthy aroma of dried leaves already lingers in the air from the small, carefully arranged tea caddy. You select a blend, the dried leaves rustling softly as you scoop them into the waiting infuser, a whisper of preparation. The warmth of the teacup in your hands guides you towards the expansive glass doors leading to the private terrace, where the morning light now bathes everything in a soft, golden glow. You slide the heavy glass panel open with a quiet, almost imperceptible whisper of movement, and the air shifts, becoming lighter, infused with the fresh, clean scent of the sea. You step onto the smooth, cool stone tiles of the terrace. The change in temperature, a gentle invitation. Before you, a small, elegant table is already set. A crisp white linen tablecloth, impeccably pressed, catches the golden light, and a selection of fresh fruits, vibrant in their natural colors, are arranged in a low, polished silver bowl. The delicate clink of ceramic on ceramic is the only sound as you place your teacup down gently on a small saucer beside a steaming pot of coffee. Your gaze drifts over the breakfast spread. A basket woven from fine, natural fibers holds an assortment of freshly baked breads, their crusts a deep, inviting golden brown. The rich, yeasty aroma of warm dough rises subtly, mingling with the crisp saltiness of the air. You reach out, your fingers lightly touching the rough, comforting texture of a small, round loaf. Its surface is still faintly warm from the oven, a testament to its recent journey. You settle into a deep, comfortable armchair made of woven rattan, its plush cushion yielding softly beneath you. The distant, rhythmic sigh of the waves against the shore becomes more distinct here, a constant, soothing pulse. You pick up a small ceramic plate, its surface cool and smooth against your palm, and place a slice of the warm bread onto it. The subtle crackle of the crust as you break a piece off is a quiet, satisfying sound. You bring the bread closer, inhaling its wholesome fragrance before taking a slow, deliberate bite. The interior is soft, airy, a perfect contrast to the crisp exterior, and the taste is clean, simple, and deeply satisfying. A quiet hum of contentment settles within you. Your eyes trace the horizon, where the sky meets the endless expanse of the ocean, a soft, hazy blue. The golden light continues to deepen, painting the scene with a gentle, tranquil brilliance. You take another slow sip of your tea, the warmth spreading through you, as the morning unfolds in this quiet, unhurried way. Naman character count, **3, 037 word count, **503. Leaving the warmth of the sun-drenched terrace, you step through a wide, arching doorway into a different kind of quiet. The air here is cooler, still, carrying a faint, clean scent of aged wood, and something else, subtle, like old paper. Your polished shoes meet a floor of dark, gleaming oak, a smooth, cool surface that stretches out before you, inviting a slow, deliberate pace. Each step you take creates a soft, almost imperceptible whisper against the polished wood, a gentle rhythm in the hushed space. The high ceilings draw your gaze upward, where natural light streams down from concealed skylights, illuminating the pristine white walls with a diffused, even glow. The very air feels filtered, clean, carrying a faint, almost imperceptible scent of fine wood polish and old canvas. You notice the subtle variation in the grain of the oak planks beneath your feet, some darker, some lighter, catching the overhead light in a soft, shifting pattern. You approach the first piece, a large, abstract canvas, its surface rich, with varied textures, almost inviting a gentle touch. You pause, allowing your eyes to meticulously trace the subtle undulations of the thick paint, the way the light catches a raised brushstroke, creating a fleeting highlight, then disappears into a deeper, matte pigment in the valleys of the application. The colors are muted, harmonious, primarily earth tones with occasional unexpected flashes of deep blue or moss green, each inviting a quiet, prolonged contemplation. The canvas itself is stretched taut, its edges perfectly framed by a thin, dark border that seems to float slightly away from the wall. A faint, almost imperceptible hum of climate control is the only other consistent sound, a low, steady presence that underscores the profound stillness of the room. You move further into the expansive, uncluttered space, your reflection a fleeting, elongated shadow on the glossy floor, momentarily joining you, then fading as you pass. Here, a series of smaller, more intricate pieces are arranged with careful, deliberate precision along a longer wall, each bathed in its own soft, dedicated spotlight, creating pools of gentle illumination against the uniform white. The air here feels slightly cooler, a constant, refreshing temperature that preserves the art and lends a crispness to your breathing. You lean in slightly towards a framed charcoal drawing, observing the delicate, almost breathing etchings on its thick, textured paper. The fine lines seem to shimmer with a quiet energy, revealing intricate details in the folds of drapery or the subtle contours of a face that only patient, unhurried attention can truly appreciate. The paper itself feels substantial, its surface subtly rough, absorbing the charcoal with a muted depth. The frame is a masterpiece of understatement, a simple, dark wood with a barely perceptible grain, visible beneath a smooth, matte finish, a quiet echo of the polished oak floor beneath your feet, connecting the artwork to the very foundation of the space. The air remains cool and still around you, a sanctuary of quiet observation, each breath feeling clean and unburdened. You straighten slowly, taking in the overall sweep of the gallery, the interplay of light and shadow, form and expansive space. Each artwork holds its position, patiently waiting in the soft, diffused light, offering nothing but its silent presence. Your attention gently shifts from the framed charcoal, moving away from the wall's quiet stories towards the center of the gallery. Here, the diffused light from the skylights gathers, illuminating a cluster of sculptures, each resting on its own unassuming pedestal, awaiting your notice. The air around them feels subtly different, perhaps a touch cooler, carrying a faint, mineral scent that hints at stone and metal. Your soft footsteps continue their hushed rhythm across the polished oak, drawing you closer to a particular form that seems to emanate a quiet strength. It's a sculpture carved from a single block of dark, veined marble, standing with an understated presence. You circle it slowly, your eyes meticulously tracing the smooth, flowing lines that suggest a figure, yet remain abstract, inviting interpretation. The marble absorbs the light in some areas, creating deep, velvety shadows that pull you in, while in others, a subtle, almost liquid sheen catches the illumination, revealing intricate patterns within the stone itself, ghostly rivers of lighter gray against a deeper charcoal base. With a deliberate slowness, you extend your hand, your fingertips hovering just above the cool, inviting surface of the dark marble. You feel the faint, imperceptible coolness radiating from the stone, even before making direct contact, a subtle promise of its deep, inherent chill. Then, your fingers gently settle, first on a broad, sweeping curve, a perfectly smooth expanse that seems to absorb all light. Slowly, carefully, they begin their journey, tracing the subtle undulations, the barely there ridges, the delicate, almost imperceptible valleys that define its complex yet harmonious form. Each minute shift in angle, each gentle change in elevation, is a new discovery beneath your touch. The marble is unexpectedly cool beneath your touch, a profound constant temperature that speaks of its ancient origins, of geological time compressed into this singular object. Its surface is not uniformly smooth. There are moments of almost silken polish, where your skin glides without resistance, contrasting subtly with areas where the natural crystalline structure of the stone offers a microscopically grainy resistance, a faint, almost tactile whisper of its raw material. You feel the solid, reassuring weight of the material, a deep sense of permanence conveyed through its sheer density and the way it seems rooted to its pedestal. There is no sound from the sculpture itself, only the quiet, almost soundless friction of your skin against its cool, unyielding form, a sensation that grounds you firmly, deeply, in this present moment, in this quiet gallery. You allow your palm to rest flat against a wider, flatter plane of the sculpture, feeling the subtle connection, the quiet energy it holds. You consider its presence, how it would absorb and reflect light in a new space, a silent, profound anchor. The air around it feels slightly different, almost charged with its quiet dignity, a subtle invitation to linger. Your hand slowly withdraws, leaving behind only the faintest warmth on the cool stone. The sculpture stands, immutable, in the soft, even light, its silent form awaiting its next chapter, leaving the profound quiet of the gallery. Where the cool marble sculpture still held its silent vigil, you step into a space imbued with the rich, subtle scent of fine wool and polished wood, a bespoke, tailoring salon. The natural light here is softer, filtered through tall, paneled windows, casting a gentle, diffused glow across bolts of fabric stacked neatly on dark shelves. The air feels hushed, almost reverent, a quiet anticipation hanging in the stillness. Your shoes, which made soft whispers on the gallery's oak, now land on a thick, plush carpet, absorbing any sound, making your movement almost entirely silent. A figure, dressed in impeccably tailored dark garments, moves with an understated grace from behind a large, antique cutting table, its surface worn smooth by decades of skilled work. Their presence is calm, their movements precise and unhurried, a silent acknowledgement passing between you. You are guided towards a comfortable, deep leather armchair, its surface cool and yielding as you settle into its embrace. From a nearby cabinet, a selection of fabric swatches, each a rectangle of exquisite material, is carefully presented on a polished wooden tray. Your hand reaches out, your fingertips brushing over the first piece, a charcoal gray, feeling the dense, springy resilience of the worsted wool. It has a dry, crisp hand, a subtle texture that promises structure and clean lines. You lift another swatch, a slightly lighter gray, feeling the contrast. This one is softer, with a more open weave, a hint of cashmere perhaps, giving it a gentle, almost fluid drape. Your thumb slowly strokes the surface, feeling the individual fibers yield and spring back, a delicate friction under your skin. The light catches the subtle variations in the weave, creating a quiet play of shadow and highlight within the deep, subtle gray. A faint, clean aroma of lanolin and fine fabric conditioner rises as you hold it, a grounding, natural scent. The tailor then selects a length of fabric, a rich, deep navy wool, its surface a subtle twill that suggests both strength and softness. With practiced ease, they lift this substantial bolt, allowing a generous portion to unfurl and drape over your shoulder. The wool is surprisingly light, yet it holds its form beautifully, falling in a clean, unbroken line against your side. You feel the gentle, almost imperceptible weight of it, a comforting presence. The fabric against your skin is smooth, not scratchy, a testament to its fine quality. You turn your head slightly, observing the way the fabric settles, the elegant curve it takes. There is a quiet beauty in its natural fall, the way it responds to the subtle movements of your breath. The tailor makes a minute adjustment, their fingers brushing past your arm with a soft, almost soundless contact, and the fabric shifts, finding an even more perfect line. The air around you is still, save for the faint rustle of the wool as it settles. You close your eyes for a moment, simply feeling the cool, soft drape against your shoulder, the quiet promise of a garment yet to be, a sensation of understated elegance. Everything waits, suspended in the tranquil hush of the salon. O's called character count, asterisk, asterisk 3. 365, word count, asterisk 570. The subtle scent of fine wool from the bespoke tailoring salon gently dissipates as you step through a discreet archway, entering a different kind of quiet. This new space is brighter, yet still hushed, filled with the soft, clean aroma of natural fibers and a faint, almost imperceptible sweetness. The polished oak floor from the previous room continues here, but the light shifts, becoming softer, diffused through tall, sheer linen curtains that ripple ever so slightly with an unseen breath of air. Your soft footsteps carry you deeper into this atelier, where bolts of fabric, unlike the dense wools you just considered, are arranged on low, dark wood tables. Here, the textiles seem to flow and shimmer, catching the light with a delicate, almost liquid luster. You approach a display where various silks are draped, their surfaces reflecting and absorbing the ambient light in subtle, captivating ways. The air around them feels lighter, almost airy. You reach out your hand, your fingertips first brushing against a length of raw silk, its surface a subtle, uneven texture, a delicate slub that creates a gentle friction. It feels dry, yet still inherently soft, with a crispness that belies its natural origin. You notice the way the light catches the individual, slightly irregular threads, giving it a muted, almost organic sheen. A faint, earthy scent, like dried cocoons, rises as your hand moves over it. Then, your attention is drawn to a bolt of charmeuse, a deep, muted sapphire blue. You lift a corner, feeling the immediate change in temperature as the fabric drapes over your hand. It is profoundly cool, a smooth, almost startling sensation against your skin, like liquid glass. Your fingers glide effortlessly across its surface, feeling the exquisite, frictionless slide of the tightly woven threads. The silk seems to whisper as it moves, a soft, barely audible rustle that speaks of its fluidity. You let the fabric pool in your hand, observing its weightless descent, how it cascades into soft, undulating folds that seem to melt into each other. The sapphire blue shifts with every minute movement, deepening into shadowy indigo in the valleys of the folds, then brightening to a luminous azure where the light catches its flawless sheen. You bring a small section closer, noticing the incredibly fine, almost invisible weave, a testament to the meticulous craftsmanship involved in its creation. There is a faint, clean scent, a subtle sweetness that is almost imperceptible, yet distinctly present. You hold it for a moment longer, appreciating the cool, living quality of the silk against your skin, its inherent elegance and quiet strength. The fabric settles, a soft, luminous presence in your hands, promising a fluid grace to any form it might eventually take. The light continues to play across its surface, a gentle, shifting dance. Not character count, asterisk, asterisk 3, 143. Word count, asterisk, asterisk, 530. The gentle, almost imperceptible rocking of the yacht is the first sensation that registers as you begin to stir, long before the light has fully claimed the sky. A profound quiet fills the cabin, broken only by the soft, rhythmic creak of the polished wood paneling and the distant, almost lullaby-like lapping of water against the hull. The air, cool and fresh, carries a faint, clean scent of salt and polished teak, a distinct shift from the delicate sweetness of the silk atelier you visited yesterday. You lie still for a moment, letting the subtle sway guide your breath, a gentle invitation to deeper relaxation. The crisp, cool linen sheets, smooth against your skin, shift softly with your movements, a quiet rustle in the hushed space. Above you, the ceiling, crafted from a warm, honey-toned wood, seems to flex and settle with each gentle undulation of the vessel. Through the porthole, a muted gray light hints at the approaching dawn, painting the edges of the thick glass with soft, shifting pastels. Slowly, your fingers reach out, finding the cool, solid brass pull of the heavy blind beside your berth. With a deliberate, unhurried motion, you draw it upwards, the mechanism releasing with a soft, controlled whir, a sound that quickly fades into the ambient quiet. The full expanse of the dawn sky is revealed, a vast canvas of muted blues and soft, emerging purples, stretching towards a horizon where the first hint of orange is just beginning to bleed into the dark ocean. The water outside is a deep, tranquil indigo, reflecting the faint light in long, silken streaks that seem to stretch endlessly. You observe the tiny, almost imperceptible ripples that dance across the surface, each one catching a fleeting sparkle of the nascent light before dissolving back into the depths. The rhythmic sound of water against the hull becomes a little clearer now, a soothing, consistent pulse. And then, from somewhere far off, a single plaintive cry of a gull drifts across the water, a sound both lonely and comforting, a quiet affirmation of the vast, open expanse around you. You shift slightly, settling deeper into the plush mattress, feeling its gentle support beneath you. The cool, fresh air from the open porthole brushes softly against your face, carrying with it the invigorating scent of the sea, clean and wild. The distant gulls begin to call again, a chorus of soft, ethereal sounds, carried on the morning breeze. The yacht continues its gentle, steady rhythm, cradling you in its quiet embrace, as the world outside slowly awakens to the soft, expanding light of a new day. Each wave that passes beneath feels like a gentle breath, a slow, deliberate movement. The gentle, rhythmic rocking of the yacht continues as you leave the quiet of your cabin, stepping out onto the sun-warmed teak deck. The air here is immediately brighter, crisp and invigorating, carrying the distinct, clean scent of salt and the faintest hint of warm wood. The sun, now higher above the horizon, casts a soft golden light across the polished surfaces, transforming the deep indigo of dawn into a shimmering, expansive blue. Your bare feet find the smooth, naturally oiled teak planks, feeling their subtle warmth and the almost imperceptible grooves beneath your soles. Each step is soft, a quiet shuffle that barely registers against the ambient sounds of the sea. You move towards a comfortable chaise lounge, its deep cushions upholstered in a durable off-white canvas that feels cool and firm as you settle into its embrace. The material yields with a soft, satisfying sigh, perfectly conforming to your form. You reach for the book that rests on a small, polished side table, crafted from the same warm teak. It is bound in a soft, supple leather, its cover embossed with a subtle, intricate pattern that you trace with your thumb. The leather feels dry and smooth, with a faint, almost leathery scent that mingles pleasantly with the fresh sea air. As you lift it, the book's familiar weight feels comforting in your hands. With a deliberate slowness, you open the cover, the spine releasing with a soft, almost inaudible crackle. The pages within are a fine, creamy paper, slightly textured, and they rustle with a dry, whisper-like sound as you gently part them. The soft sea breeze, a constant, refreshing presence, stirs the top corner of the page, making it flutter almost imperceptibly, a quiet invitation to begin. You adjust your grip, feeling the smooth edge of the paper against your fingertips. You settle back, allowing your eyes to gently trace the lines of text. The sunlight, now a soft, diffused glow, bathes the page, making the words stand out clearly, effortlessly. The distant, rhythmic sound of the waves against the hull becomes a gentle backdrop to your reading, a consistent, soothing pulse. From further out, the occasional cry of a gull drifts across the water, a fleeting, ethereal sound that quickly fades, leaving only the vast expanse of the ocean and the quiet turning of pages. The sun warms your skin through the light breeze, a comforting contrast as you lose yourself in the quiet world of the book, surrounded by the vast, tranquil blue. The pages continue their soft, dry rustle as your fingers turn them, one by one, in the serene morning light. Knobbed character count, **3, 184. Word count, **538. The last lingering scent of salt from the yacht deck gently recedes as you step from the cool, tiled entryway onto a soft gravel path, a muted crunch accompanying your first step into your private garden. The air here is immediately different, cooler and sweeter, thick with the rich, earthy perfume of damp soil and awakening blossoms. The early morning light, still soft and filtered, casts long, gentle shadows from ancient olive trees across the meticulously tended beds. Your feet, now clad in soft slippers, make only the faintest whisper against the fine, clean gravel as you begin to stroll, a deliberate, unhurried pace. The path winds gently, inviting you deeper into the verdant embrace of the garden. On either side, lush foliage, still heavy with the night's moisture, brushes softly against your legs, a cool, gentle contact that feels refreshing. A faint, distant murmur of a small fountain, a quiet, consistent trickle, drifts through the stillness. You approach a sprawling bed of roses, their velvety petals still holding tiny, perfect spheres of dew. You lean in, your breath stirring the cool, moist air around them, and inhale deeply. The scent is complex, a rich, deep sweetness with an almost spicy undertone, pure and intoxicating in the morning air. Your finger reaches out, delicately touching a single, glistening droplet on a crimson petal. It is cool and fragile, clinging for a moment before absorbing back into the velvety texture. The soft green of the leaves is vibrant, almost glowing in the diffused light, each vein perfectly outlined. Further along, the path leads you past a dense border of lavender, its slender gray-green stalks rising in a fragrant haze. As you pass, your hand brushes lightly against the feathery tops, and a burst of clean, herbaceous aroma is released, a grounding, soothing scent that fills your senses. The tiny purple flowers, still tightly furled in some places, are a soft, calming blur of color. A lone bumblebee, heavy with morning dew, clings to a bloom, its quiet, almost imperceptible buzzing a tiny living sound in the vast silence. You pause by a small, stone bench, its surface cool and smooth beneath your hand, feeling the quiet strength of the ancient material. The gentle sound of the distant fountain seems to grow a little clearer here, a steady, rhythmic cadence. The garden breathes around you, a living, quiet symphony of subtle scents and soft, emerging light. The air remains cool and fresh, carrying the lingering sweetness of roses and the calming notes of lavender. Each breath feels clean and deep as the garden continues its slow, unhurried awakening around you. The soft crunch of gravel beneath your slippers fades to a whisper as you leave the fragrant rose and lavender beds, your path gently leading towards the quiet elegance of the garden pavilion. The air subtly shifts as you step beneath its graceful, open archway, becoming stiller, imbued with a delicate, clean scent of polished cypress wood, a warmer, drier note than the damp earth outside. Your slippers now meet a smooth, cool surface of pale, honed limestone, a quiet contrast to the vibrant, living earth of the garden. The light here, though still morning, is softer, diffused, filtering gently through the pavilion's open sides, casting long, serene shadows across the woven rattan seating. You choose a low, deep chair, its plump cushion covered in a natural linen, which yields with a soft, almost inaudible sigh as you settle into its generous embrace. The fabric feels cool and firm against your skin, a grounding texture. The sound of the distant fountain, a consistent, gentle murmur, feels clearer here, a constant, soothing presence that underscores the profound stillness. On a small, low table before you, crafted from the same cypress wood as the pavilion's beams, a delicate ceramic tea set awaits. The teapot, a soft celadon green, emanates a faint, comforting warmth, its surface smooth and cool to the touch. A single, perfectly crafted porcelain cup, thin and translucent, rests beside it. A wisp of steam, almost invisible in the soft light, curls gently from the teapot's spout, carrying with it the subtle, earthy aroma of freshly steeped green tea, a clean, refreshing promise. You reach out, your fingers closing around the smooth, cool handle of the teapot. With a slow, deliberate motion, you tilt it, watching the clear amber liquid pour in a steady, silent stream into the waiting cup. The porcelain warms almost instantly beneath your touch, a comforting heat spreading through your fingertips, a quiet transfer of energy. The surface of the cup, where the tea now settles, glistens softly, reflecting the muted light. You lift the cup, feeling its delicate weight, the smooth, cool rim pressing gently against your lower lip as you bring it closer. The faint scent of the tea, now richer and more immediate, rises to meet you, a complex blend of green earth and subtle sweetness. You take a slow, gentle sip, the warmth of the tea spreading through your mouth, a subtle, almost sweet bitterness awakening your senses. The porcelain feels smooth against your lips, and the liquid warms your throat as it descends, a profound, internal comfort. You close your eyes for a moment, simply feeling the quiet, encompassing warmth of the cup in your hands, the delicate heat radiating outward. A small, perfect anchor in the serene morning. The lingering scent of lavender from the garden drifts in on a faint, passing breeze, mingling with the clean aroma of the tea, creating a harmonious blend. The pavilion remains a quiet sanctuary, a haven of calm, with the gentle sounds of the garden a soft, distant embrace. The warmth of the cup is a steady, reassuring presence, inviting a deeper sense of peace and stillness. Everything settles into a peaceful, unhurried rhythm as the morning unfolds around you. The lingering, delicate aroma of green tea and polished cypress wood from the garden pavilion slowly gives way as you step into the cool, expansive heart of the villa kitchen. Here, the air holds a different kind of promise, a faint, clean scent of citrus and fresh herbs mingling with the subtle, warm undertones of seasoned wood. Your soft slippers glide effortlessly across the polished, creamy marble floor, a cool, smooth expanse that stretches towards tall windows overlooking a sun-dappled courtyard. The morning light streams in, illuminating gleaming copper pots that hang silently from overhead racks, their surfaces reflecting the soft glow. The vast central island, topped with a thick slab of cool gray stone, stands as a quiet centerpiece, its surface meticulously clear and ready. You note the subtle variations in the marble's veining, like faint, ancient rivers beneath the polished surface, a natural artistry that feels deeply grounding. Towards one end of the island, a small, artfully arranged collection of freshly picked herbs awaits. You reach for a bundle of basil. Its broad, velvety leaves a deep, vibrant green. Your fingers brush against them, releasing an immediate, intensely sweet and peppery aroma, a burst of summer freshness that invigorates the air. Beside it, slender sprigs of rosemary offer a more robust, pine-like scent, their needles firm and slightly oily to the touch. You gather them gently, feeling their delicate weight and distinct textures in your palm, appreciating the subtle differences. You select a large, smooth cutting board, crafted from a dense, pale maple wood, its surface worn to a soft sheen from years of careful use. With a quiet, almost reverent motion, you arrange the herbs in a neat pile at its center. The basil leaves settle with a soft, dry rustle, while the rosemary sprigs lie still, their tiny needles creating a faint, almost imperceptible texture against the wood. The faint, clean scent of the wood itself rises to meet the sharp, green aromas of the herbs, a harmonious blend that deepens with each breath. Your hand moves to a heavy, well-balanced chef's knife, its blade a dark, gleaming steel, perfectly honed. The handle, crafted from a warm, rich ebony, fits precisely into your grip, feeling solid and reassuring. You feel the subtle, inherent coolness of the steel as your thumb rests against the flat of the blade, a quiet readiness. The knife feels like a natural extension of your hand, poised and still in the tranquil kitchen. You bring the knife down with a soft, precise thud against the cutting board, a gentle, satisfying sound that echoes faintly in the spacious kitchen. A second later, another two-thud asterisk, then another, settling into a steady, unhurried rhythm. Each descent of the blade is controlled, deliberate, slicing cleanly through the fragrant herbs. With every rhythmic chop, a new wave of aromatic oils is released into the air. The sharp, clean notes of rosemary, the sweet, peppery burst of basil, mingling and deepening, filling the kitchen with a vibrant, fresh perfume. You watch the green fragments pile neatly, each piece a result of the careful, focused movement of your hand. The sound becomes a quiet, hypnotic beat, a gentle pulse in the serene morning. The rhythmic sound of the knife continues, a soothing, consistent presence. The air is now rich with the complex, fresh scent of herbs, a quiet promise of the meal to come. Your focus remains steady, anchored in the simple, satisfying task. The rhythmic foot of the chef's knife against the cutting board has faded, leaving a quiet hum in the villa kitchen, now rich with the complex, fresh scent of herbs. You move from the cool, marble expanse into the adjacent dining room, a space imbued with a different kind of stillness, where the scent of polished wood and fresh linen now takes precedence. The midday light, softened by tall, sheer curtains, casts an even, gentle glow across the long, antique table, its surface a deep, lustrous mahogany. Your footsteps, still soft on the cool marble, transition to a muted whisper as you step onto a large, intricately woven rug that anchors the dining space. At the center of the table, a collection of freshly cut flowers awaits, arranged loosely in a wide, shallow basket. Their colors are a soft symphony, creamy whites, muted peaches, and the palest blush pinks, each bloom a delicate, intricate marvel. The air around them is cool and sweet, carrying the pure, unadulterated perfume of roses and sweet peas, a stark yet beautiful contrast to the savory herbs of the kitchen. You approach the table, your hands reaching for a substantial crystal vase, its surface perfectly smooth and cool to the touch. You lift it gently, feeling its reassuring weight, the way the faceted glass catches and refracts the soft light into tiny, dancing prisms. A faint, clean scent of glass and cool water rises as you place it carefully on a linen coaster, the soft thump barely audible against the quiet backdrop of the room. From a tall, slender pitcher, you pour fresh, cool water into the vase. The liquid flows with a soft, gentle gurgle, a clear, refreshing sound that fills the quiet space, quickly rising within the crystal, its surface now shimmering with a subtle, liquid light. The water settles, still and clear, a pristine stage for the blooms. You begin to select the flowers, one by one, from the basket. Your fingers close around the cool, firm stem of a creamy garden rose. You feel the faint, almost imperceptible prickle of a tiny thorn, then the smoother, cooler length of the stalk. With a small, precise pair of silver shears, you snip away the lower leaves, each cut a soft, clean snip that echoes delicately in the room. The removed leaves fall onto a waiting cloth with a faint, dry rustle. The cool, almost damp touch of the stem against your fingertips is profoundly grounding, connecting you to the natural world outside. You gently lower the rose into the water, watching as tiny silver bubbles cling to its stem, slowly rising to the surface and silently disappearing. A faint, almost imperceptible plash as the stem meets the water. You then select a cluster of delicate sweet peas, their stems thinner, more pliable, and place them carefully beside the rose, allowing them to drape gracefully. The composition slowly begins to take form, each flower finding its perfect place, creating an arrangement that feels both effortless and deeply considered. The soft, sweet perfume of the flowers now fills the air around you, mingling with the subtle, clean scent of water and crystal. The room remains hushed, save for the occasional soft snip of the shears or the gentle rustle of a leaf. The light continues its soft, even glow, illuminating the delicate beauty of the arrangement, a quiet centerpiece awaiting the evening. Everything rests in a quiet harmony, a gentle anticipation. The sweet, lingering scent of fresh-cut flowers from the dining room gently recedes as you step through a wide, arching doorway, entering the hushed sanctuary of your private library. Here, the air is immediately cooler, drier, imbued with the profound, comforting aroma of aged paper and polished leather, a quiet invitation to stillness. The light, though still bright from the morning sun, is softened, filtered through the tall, leaded glass windows, casting a diffused, even glow across the towering shelves. Your soft slippers, which made a muted whisper on the dining room rug, now land with an almost imperceptible sound on the thick, deep pile of the Persian carpet that covers the library floor. The carpet absorbs all sound, creating a profound quiet that seems to deepen with each breath. The walls around you rise high, lined from floor to ceiling with meticulously organized bookshelves crafted from dark, rich walnut, their surfaces gleaming with a subtle, understated luster. You notice the faint, almost imperceptible scent of beeswax polish that clings to the wood. You begin to move slowly, your gaze drifting over the countless spines, a quiet library of stories and knowledge patiently waiting. Each shelf holds its treasures, some bound in supple leather, others in finely woven cloth, a spectrum of muted colors and textures. You trace the titles with your eyes, a silent journey through centuries of thought and imagination. The air is still, save for the occasional, almost imperceptible creak of the old wood, as the building subtly settles around you. Your attention is drawn to a particular section, tucked away in a shadowed alcove where the light is softer, more contemplative. You approach with a deliberate, unhurried pace, your fingers lightly grazing the cool, smooth wood of the shelf as you pass. Here, the books are older, their bindings showing the subtle patina of time, the leather softened and worn in places. The scent of aged paper is strongest here, a dry, sweet, almost vanilla-like fragrance that speaks of countless quiet hours spent within their pages. You select a volume, its spine a rich, dark green leather, intricately tooled with delicate gold lettering that gleams faintly in the soft light. The book feels substantial in your hands, its weight reassuring, a tangible connection to the past. Your fingertips trace the raised bands on its spine, feeling the smooth, cool texture of the aged leather, the subtle indentations of the gold tooling. The material is dry yet supple, yielding slightly under your touch. With profound care you open the book, the heavy cover releasing with a soft, almost imperceptible creak of the hinges, a sound that quickly fades into the hushed air. The pages within are a creamy, slightly yellowed vellum, thick and substantial, each one bearing the unique, subtle texture of its ancient making. As you gently turn the first page, it rustles with a dry, whisper-like sound, a soft, almost intimate invitation. The scent of aged paper, now immediate and profound, rises from the opened volume, filling your senses with its quiet, historical perfume. The black ink of the printed text is still sharp, clear, a testament to its enduring quality, each character perfectly formed on the slightly rough surface of the vellum. Your gaze settles on an intricate, hand-drawn illustration, its delicate lines and muted colors bringing a quiet scene to life on the page. You trace the subtle curves of an ancient map with your finger, feeling the faint, raised texture of the ink against the smooth, cool vellum. The silence of the library enfolds you completely, broken only by the gentle whisper of the turning page. The scent of aged paper lingers, a comforting, timeless presence. Everything can wait, as the quiet wisdom of the past unfolds slowly in your hands. The thick, creamy vellum of the rare edition still whispers in your hands, its delicate scent of aged paper filling your senses as you gently close its cover. You carry the substantial volume with a quiet, deliberate care, moving away from the towering walnut shelves towards a quiet corner of the library, where the filtered morning light gathers in a soft, inviting pool. Your soft slippers make barely a sound on the deep pile of the Persian carpet as you approach a deep, inviting armchair. It is upholstered in a rich, dark emerald velvet, its surface appearing almost liquid in the diffused light, promising profound comfort. The air around it feels slightly warmer, more enclosed, a personal sanctuary within the expansive room. You note the subtle variations in the velvet's pile, how it catches the light differently in various directions, creating a dynamic interplay of shadow and deep, jewel-toned color. With a slow, unhurried motion, you settle into its generous depths. The velvet yields with a soft, almost inaudible sigh, perfectly conforming to the contours of your body, a sensation of being gently embraced. Your arm rests on the wide, plush armrest, feeling the exquisite softness of the fabric beneath your skin, a profound, tactile comfort. Your fingers instinctively brush against the dense, plush pile, feeling the tiny fibers shift and caress your skin, a delicate, almost velvety friction that is deeply soothing. The material feels warm yet breathable, a luxurious cocoon. You arrange the rare book carefully on your lap, its aged leather binding a cool, smooth contrast against the enveloping softness of the velvet. The faint, sweet aroma of aged paper rises once more, mingling subtly with the clean, almost imperceptible scent of the velvet itself. You take a slow, deep breath, feeling the gentle rise and fall of your chest against the soft cushion of the armchair. The silence of the library is deep, broken only by the distant, almost imperceptible ticking of an antique grandfather clock from a far corridor, a rhythmic, comforting pulse that seems to mark the quiet passage of time. You open the volume once more, the heavy cover releasing with that familiar, soft creak tiners of the hinges. The creamy vellum pages rustle with a dry, whisper-like sound as you gently part them, finding your place. The soft, filtered light from the leaded glass windows illuminates the intricate script, making each character stand out with quiet clarity on the slightly textured surface of the vellum. Your eyes begin to trace the elegant lines of text, a silent journey into the past. The profound comfort of the velvet armchair holds you gently, a soft, deep embrace. The rhythmic turning of the pages, a faint, dry whisper, is the only movement in the quiet, sunlit space. Everything can wait. Node Vriad, quiet, Node Vriad. 80, quiet, Node Vriad, quiet, quiet, quiet. Node Vriad, quiet, Node Vriad. Node Vriad, quiet, ride. Node Vriad, Spain, 539. The profound quiet of the library, with its deep velvet comfort and the sweet scent of aged paper, gently recedes as you step from the cool, tiled entryway of the villa into the crisp, invigorating air of early morning. The first sensation is the subtle crunch of fine gravel beneath your slippers, a soft, rhythmic sound that accompanies your deliberate steps, leading you away from the villa and into the sprawling expanse of your private vineyard. The air here is immediately different, cooler and remarkably clean, carrying a rich, earthy perfume of damp soil, mingled with the fresh, green scent of countless leaves. The early morning sun, still low on the horizon, casts long, slender shadows across the meticulously tended rows of grapevines, their leaves a vibrant, deep green, shimmering with a delicate layer of dew. You notice the subtle variations in the gravel beneath your feet, tiny stones shifting with each step, creating a continuous, hushed whisper. You begin to walk slowly, following the narrow path that winds gently between the rows. On either side, the trellised vines rise to your height, their branches heavy with the promise of the coming harvest. As a faint, almost imperceptible breeze stirs, the broad, flat leaves of the grapevines rustle with a soft, dry whisper, a delicate, papery sound that ripples through the vineyard, a living, breathing symphony. The sound is subtle, yet pervasive, inviting a deep, calming focus. You reach out, your fingers gently brushing against a cluster of still unripe grapes, small and firm, their skins a muted green, covered in a faint, powdery bloom. The surface is cool and smooth beneath your touch, holding the lingering chill of the night. A tiny, perfect droplet of dew clings to the curve of a leaf nearby, glistening like a miniature jewel in the soft, emerging sunlight. You feel the faint, dry texture of the leaf as your thumb traces its delicate veins, a subtle friction that grounds you in the moment. The scent of the vine, green and slightly woody, rises as you disturb the leaves. The path continues its gentle ascent, leading you to a small, elevated clearing. Here, the view opens up to reveal the vast, rolling landscape beyond, a patchwork of olive groves and distant hazy hills, all bathed in the soft, expanding light of dawn. The air is completely still for a moment, and then the faint, sweet song of a distant bird drifts across the valley, a clear, pure note that hangs in the quiet air before fading. The earthy scent of the vineyard deepens here, rich and profound, anchoring you to the ancient soil. You pause, taking a slow, deep breath, feeling the cool, clean air fill your lungs. The gentle rustle of the leaves, a soft, consistent whisper, continues around you, a soothing, rhythmic presence. Everything in the vineyard is slowly awakening, held in the quiet embrace of the morning light. The crisp, earthy scent of the vineyard, with its rustling leaves and sun-dappled paths, gradually fades behind you as you approach a heavy, ancient oak door, set into the cool, rough-hewn stone wall of the villa's cellar. The air here instantly feels different, profoundly cooler, imbued with a rich, damp earthiness and the subtle, sweet aroma of fermenting grapes. Your soft slippers, which made a gentle crunch on the gravel, now meet the smooth, cool flagstones of the cellar floor, each step echoing softly in the hushed, cavernous space. You push the heavy door inward with a deliberate, slow motion, and it swings open with a low, resonant groan of ancient hinges, a sound that quickly dissipates into the damp stillness. The light inside is dim, a soft, diffused glow from strategically placed, antique brass lamps, casting long, dramatic shadows across rows of massive oak barrels. The air is thick with the rich, complex perfume of aging wine, a blend of fruit and wood and cool, damp stone that envelops your senses. You notice the subtle variations in the texture of the stone walls, rough and cool to the touch, releasing a faint mineral scent. Your gaze drifts over the vast, cool space. The barrels stand in silent, dignified rows, each one a testament to patience and tradition, their dark wood surfaces gleaming softly in the low light. You approach a particular barrel. Its staves a deep, burnished brown, banded with cool, dark metal hoops. The wood feels smooth and cool beneath your fingertips as you lightly trace the grain, a subtle tactile connection to the centuries of craftsmanship held within its form. A faint, almost imperceptible scent of toasted oak rises as your hand moves over its surface. From a small, polished wooden tray resting on a nearby stone ledge, you select a slender glass pipette, its form delicate yet functional. The glass is cool and smooth against your fingers, feeling substantial. With a precise, unhurried motion, you insert the pipette into the bunghole of the barrel, a soft, almost inaudible pop as it breaks the seal. You draw a small measure of the young, still fermenting liquid, watching as it rises, a deep, cloudy crimson within the clear glass tube. The air around the opening of the barrel carries a sharper, more intense aroma of ripe fruit and yeast, a vibrant, living scent. You withdraw the pipette with the same quiet care, and then, holding it steady, you release the liquid into a small, perfectly clear-tasting glass. The young wine flows with a soft, gentle trickle, a delicate, almost melodic sound as it hits the bottom of the glass, creating a small, foamy head. You lift the glass, feeling its cool, smooth weight in your hand, its delicate rim pressing against your fingers. The liquid, a deep, opaque ruby, swirls gently with a slow tilt, catching the dim light. You bring the glass to your nose, inhaling deeply. The aroma is rich, complex, a potent blend of dark berries, damp earth, and a subtle, intriguing hint of spice, a profound promise of flavors yet to fully develop. A quiet hum of anticipation settles within you. You take a slow, deliberate sip, allowing the cool, unctuous liquid to coat your palate. The taste is full-bodied, slightly tart, with a lingering sweetness and a faint effervescent tingle, a vibrant echo of the grapes you walked among earlier this morning. The cool dampness of the cellar air feels refreshing, a perfect counterpoint to the richness of the taste. You set the glass down with a soft, almost imperceptible clink on the stone ledge, leaving behind only the faint, lingering scent of the first press. The cellar remains a sanctuary of cool, quiet darkness, holding its ancient secrets and slow transformations. Everything rests in a profound, unhurried stillness as the subtle magic of the cellar continues its silent work. The cool, damp earthiness of the cellar, with its rich aroma of first-press wine, gently fades behind you as you step through a concealed doorway, leaving the ancient stone walls for a space of profound, enveloping warmth. The air immediately shifts, becoming humid and fragrant, imbued with the clean, invigorating scent of eucalyptus and a subtle, calming hint of lavender. Your soft slippers meet smooth, heated stone tiles, a comforting warmth radiating upwards through your soles, a quiet contrast to the cool flagstones of moments before. You move slowly, your breath deepening with each inhale of the warm, scented air, towards the entrance of the private steam room. The light here is soft, diffused, filtering through frosted glass panels, casting a gentle, ethereal glow that seems to soften all edges. A low, constant hiss of steam, barely audible, signals the profound warmth within, a living, breathing sound that promises deep relaxation. The air itself feels like a soft, warm embrace, wrapping around you as you approach the archway. As you step across the threshold, the warmth intensifies, a soft, humid wave that instantly relaxes your muscles. The air is thick with a gentle, swirling mist, creating a soft, opaque veil that blurs the outlines of the smooth, pale marble benches. The scent of eucalyptus is more pronounced here, clean and sharp, clearing the senses with each slow, deliberate breath. Tiny, almost imperceptible droplets of condensation cling to the polished surfaces, glistening softly in the diffused light, catching and scattering the glow. You settle onto one of the broad, low benches, its marble surface surprisingly warm, almost hot, a deep, penetrating heat that soothes your skin and muscles. The smooth, cool feel of the marble from the villa's kitchen, or the cool texture of the sculpture in the gallery, feels like a distant memory now, replaced by this profound, enveloping warmth. You feel the subtle, gentle pressure of the steam against your exposed skin, a soft, caressing touch that seems to draw out any lingering tension. A faint, almost melodic drip of water from the ceiling, a rhythmic plink joins the soft hiss of the steam, creating a quiet, hypnotic rhythm in the hushed chamber. You close your eyes, allowing the warm, fragrant steam to envelop you completely. Each breath feels clean, deep, and unburdened, carrying the soothing scent of essential oils deep into your lungs. The world outside the steam room, with its specific tasks and sensory details, gently recedes, leaving only the profound, encompassing warmth and the soft, rhythmic sounds. The steam continues its gentle, cleansing embrace, a soft, warm cocoon of quiet and scent. Everything settles into a deep, unhurried stillness, inviting a profound sense of peace. The enveloping warmth and fragrant steam of the private spa slowly recede as you step out of the steam room, the cool, smooth stone tiles of the floor feeling refreshing beneath your bare feet. The air here, though still warm, is drier, carrying a faint, clean scent of fresh linen and a lingering, subtle hint of the essential oils from the treatment. The light remains soft, diffused, casting a gentle, even glow across the tranquil space. You move with a languid grace, your body feeling profoundly relaxed, towards a chaise lounge draped with a pristine, impossibly plush white towel. The thick, deep pile of the towel seems to beckon, promising an exquisite softness. The temperature of the room is perfectly calibrated, a gentle warmth that prevents any chill, allowing your skin to cool slowly and naturally from the heat of the steam. A quiet, consistent trickling sound, like a small, distant waterfall, drifts from a concealed water feature, a soothing, melodic backdrop to the profound stillness. You settle onto the chaise lounge, the plush towel enveloping you in its soft, dry embrace. The fabric is incredibly soft against your skin, a deep, comforting yielding that feels like sinking into a cloud. Your fingers instinctively curl into the thick, absorbent loops of the terry cloth, feeling its luxurious density, its deep, quiet softness. It absorbs any lingering moisture with a gentle, caressing touch, leaving your skin feeling clean and refreshed. The towel feels substantial, a comforting weight that drapes perfectly around your form. A quiet cocoon. You close your eyes, allowing your head to rest against the soft, cool pillow of the chaise lounge, feeling the gentle support beneath you. The faint scent of clean linen, fresh and pure, rises from the towel, mingling with the subtle, sweet aroma of your own warmed skin. The rhythmic trickling of the water feature becomes more pronounced now, a steady, hypnotic cadence that seems to slow your breath and quiet your thoughts. Each drop falls with a soft, distinct splink asterisk, then merges with a continuous flow, creating a rich, layered soundscape of gentle water. You bring your hands together, allowing your fingers to lightly intertwine, feeling the soft, dry warmth of your palms. The profound sense of relaxation permeates every part of your being, a deep, unburdened stillness that feels complete. The gentle sounds of the trickling water continue, a constant, soothing presence in the hushed, tranquil space. The plush towel holds you in its soft, comforting embrace, as the rhythmic sound of water invites a deeper sense of peace. Everything rests, suspended in quiet, luxurious serenity. The soothing trickling of water from the spa's hidden feature and the soft embrace of the plush towel gently recede with the last vestiges of night. A new, cooler air greets you, carrying the distinct, earthy scent of warm hay and horses as you step onto the cobbled path leading to the stables. The pre-dawn light, a deep, muted gray, softly illuminates the ancient stone walls of the stable block, hinting at the quiet life stirring within. Your soft leather boots make a quiet, almost imperceptible scuff against the damp cobblestones. As you push open the heavy wooden stable door, it swings inward with a low, resonant creak, a sound that quickly fades into the hushed interior. The air inside is still, thick, with the comforting aromas of straw, sweet feed, and the warm, living scent of the animals. A profound, grounding perfume that instantly settles your senses. In the dim, filtered light, you see your horse, a magnificent, dark-coated mare, standing calmly in her stall. Her rhythmic, deep breaths are the only sound, a soft, consistent whoosh that fills the quiet space, a tranquil pulse. You approach her slowly, your hand gently extended, feeling the subtle warmth radiating from her powerful form even before you touch. The rich, dark wood of her stall, worn smooth by time, feels solid and cool beneath your fingertips as you lean slightly against it. From a nearby grooming kit, a collection of brushes and combs meticulously arranged on a polished leather strap, you select a soft bristled body brush. The brush handle, made from a smooth, aged beechwood, fits perfectly into your palm, its weight balanced and comfortable. You run your thumb over the natural bristles, feeling their gentle, yielding stiffness, anticipating the smooth glide across her coat. The subtle scent of horsehair and natural oils clings faintly to the bristles, a clean, familiar aroma. You lift the brush, bringing it gently to her shoulder. With a slow, deliberate motion, you draw it down her flank, following the natural curve of her muscles. The bristles glide over her coat with a soft, whisper-like swish, a rhythmic, calming sound that seems to resonate through the quiet stable. Fine dust motes, caught in the sparse light, rise and settle softly, a fleeting dance in the air. Her coat, a deep, lustrous bay, feels incredibly soft and warm beneath the brush, each stroke releasing a subtle, clean scent of her natural oils. She shifts her weight slightly, a soft, almost imperceptible adjustment, leaning into the rhythm of your hand, a quiet acceptance. You continue the steady, sweeping strokes, feeling the subtle tension in her muscles begin to soften and relax beneath the consistent pressure. The sound of the brush becomes a continuous, gentle, a hypnotic rhythm that fills the space, blending with her calm, deep breathing. The air around you is still, cool, and clean, carrying the comforting blend of hay and horse. The stable remains wrapped in the deep quiet of dawn, the air still cool and fresh. The rhythmic of the brush continues, a steady, soothing presence, As the first faint hints of orange begin to touch the distant peaks through the stable door, everything rests in a profound, unhurried stillness, awaiting the full arrival of the day. The rhythmic of the brush against your horse's coat has now ceased, and the comforting, earthy scent of hay and her warm, living presence still lingers as you lead her out of the stable. The cobbled path, damp with morning dew, greets your polished boots with a soft, familiar clop-clop as her hooves find purchase, a gentle, resonant sound that echoes briefly in the cool, pre-dawn air. The light outside is still muted, a soft, expanding gray that promises the sun's full ascent. You guide her to a mounting block, its worn stone cool beneath your hand. With a fluid, unhurried motion, you swing yourself into the saddle. The smooth, aged leather of the saddle creaks softly beneath your weight, a deep, satisfying sound that speaks of craftsmanship and countless hours spent together. Your fingers find the reins, the supple leather cool and smooth against your palms, their familiar texture a grounding touch. You feel the subtle warmth of her body beneath you, a living, powerful presence, as she takes a deep, calm breath, a soft whoosh of air from her nostrils. Her first steps are deliberate, a gentle thud, as her hooves transition from the cobblestones to the softer, damp earth of the path leading into the estate fields. The sound becomes softer, more muffled, a rhythmic, quiet pulse that resonates through the cool morning air. The air itself is crisp and invigorating, brushing gently against your face, carrying the clean, sweet scent of dewy grass and damp soil, a profound, natural aroma. You feel the subtle sway of her gait, a gentle, consistent rhythm that begins to settle your own breath. As you move deeper into the expansive fields, the landscape unfurls around you in soft, muted tones. The vast stretches of grass are a deep, verdant green, each blade tipped with a tiny, sparkling droplet of dew, catching the faint, emerging light like scattered diamonds. You notice the subtle undulations of the terrain, a gentle rise and fall that guides your horse's steady pace. From a distant copse of trees, the faint, melodic chirping of unseen birds drifts across the open space, a delicate, ethereal sound that quickly fades, leaving only the rhythmic thud-thud of her hooves. You allow your gaze to drift across the horizon, where the first hint of soft orange is now painting the sky, slowly expanding, washing the world in a gentle, warm glow. The cool air feels incredibly fresh against your skin, a refreshing contrast to the warmth of your horse's back. You lean slightly, feeling the subtle shift of her powerful muscles beneath you, a silent, harmonious partnership. The leather of the saddle and bridle make tiny, almost imperceptible creaks, soft whispers that blend with the gentle sounds of her breathing, a constant, comforting presence. The rhythmic thud of her hooves continues, a steady, hypnotic beat that fills the quiet morning, a perfect counterpoint to the vast, open stillness of the fields. Each stride is smooth, unhurried, carrying you deeper into the tranquil landscape. Everything settles into a profound, unburdened rhythm, a quiet journey through the awakening day. The rhythmic thud-thud of your horse's hooves on the damp earth has faded to a profound stillness, and the cool, fresh air of the estate fields gives way to a different kind of calm as you step through the massive, ancient oak doors of the main house. The air immediately shifts, becoming cooler, heavier, carrying the subtle, clean scent of old stone and fine wood polish. Your polished boots, which had scuffed softly on the path, Now meet the smooth, cool surface of an expansive flagstone floor, each step a muted, almost imperceptible whisper that quickly dissipates into the hushed grandeur of the entrance hall. The hall rises high above you, its ceiling soaring, supported by massive stone columns that gleam with a soft, polished luster in the diffused morning light. The light, filtered through tall, arched windows, casts long, serene shadows across the cool, gray flagstones, highlighting the subtle variations in their ancient surfaces. You notice the faint, almost imperceptible scent of the stone itself, a mineral coolness that grounds the air. The silence here is deep, broken only by the occasional soft creak of the old timbers settling, a living breath from the venerable structure around you. Your gaze is drawn to a magnificent fireplace, carved from a single, immense block of pale, creamy marble, dominating one wall. You approach it slowly, your steps deliberate and quiet on the cool stone. The marble surface is cool to the touch, flawlessly smooth beneath your fingertips as you reach out, tracing a broad, sweeping curve of its mantelpiece. The subtle veining within the stone, like faint, delicate rivers of gray, becomes clearer as you draw closer, a natural artistry preserved through centuries. Above the mantel, an intricate coat of arms is deeply carved into the marble, its details softened by time but still remarkably sharp. You lean in slightly, allowing your eyes to meticulously follow the delicate lines of the carving. Your finger extends, lightly tracing the raised edges of a stylized lion, feeling the cool, slightly rough texture of the ancient stone under your touch. Each minute ridge, each subtle indentation speaks of skilled hands and forgotten days. The shadows within the carving deepen the sense of history, giving depth to the ancient symbols. You move your hand slowly over the intricate scrollwork surrounding the shield, feeling the subtle shifts in elevation, the way the light catches the highest points and casts the deepest valleys into soft shadow. The stone feels dense, unyielding, yet profoundly beautiful. A faint, almost imperceptible warmth radiates from a distant, sunlit window, a gentle contrast to the cool marble beneath your hand. You step back, taking in the full sweep of the intricate details, the quiet strength of the polished stone. The hall remains hushed, a sanctuary of enduring beauty, as the soft morning light continues its slow, unhurried journey across the ancient surfaces. Everything rests in a profound, dignified stillness. The cool, polished stone and intricate carvings of the estate's entrance hall gently recede as you step through a wide, arching doorway, leaving the hushed grandeur for the bright, open expanse of your sunlit studio. The air here is immediately lighter, warmer, imbued with the clean, earthy scent of paper and a faint, almost imperceptible hint of charcoal. Your soft slippers, which made a muted whisper on the flagstones, now land with an almost silent charcoal on the smooth, wide planks of a pale wooden floor, each step absorbing into the quiet, expansive space. The studio is flooded with natural light, streaming in through immense, south-facing windows that offer a panoramic view of the rolling estate. Dust motes dance in the golden shafts of light, creating a shimmering, ethereal movement in the otherwise still air. The walls are a pristine white, serving as a quiet backdrop for a large, empty easel that stands at the center, its wooden frame catching the light in subtle, shifting patterns. A profound quiet fills the room, broken only by the distant, almost imperceptible chirping of unseen birds from the garden outside, a delicate, comforting sound. You move towards a large, heavy drafting table, its surface a smooth, cool expanse of pale maple wood. On it, a fresh sheet of thick, creamy drawing paper awaits, its surface a pristine, inviting blank. You run your hand over the paper, feeling its subtle, almost imperceptible tooth, a fine, dry texture that promises to hold the charcoal with quiet precision. The clean, woody scent of the paper rises as your palm glides across it, a grounding, natural aroma. From a small, carefully organized wooden box, you select a stick of charcoal, its surface smooth and cool, a deep, matte black. You feel its delicate weight in your fingers, the faint, dry dustiness that clings to its surface. The subtle, earthy scent of burnt wood, inherent in the charcoal, mingles with the clean aroma of the paper, creating a distinct, calming blend. You hold it poised for a moment above the waiting paper, a quiet anticipation in the sunlit stillness. You bring the charcoal to the paper, and with a soft, almost imperceptible scratch, the first line appears, a delicate gray whisper against the creamy white. You feel the subtle friction of the charcoal against the paper's tooth, a gentle resistance that guides your hand. Another scratch asterisk, then another. As you begin to build form, each stroke a soft, dry whisper that resonates in the quiet room. The sound is subtle, yet profoundly engaging, a rhythmic, almost hypnotic cadence. The fine, dark dust of the charcoal falls softly, collecting in tiny, almost invisible piles on the paper, a quiet testament to each deliberate movement. You lean back slightly, observing the emerging forms, allowing your gaze to soften, taking in the interplay of light and shadow that the charcoal creates. The subtle, earthy scent of the charcoal and paper fills the air around you. A comforting presence, the sun continues its slow, unhurried journey across the wide windows, casting long, serene shadows that shift and deepen with each passing moment. The soft, rhythmic scratch of charcoal on paper continues, a steady, unburdened pulse in the tranquil studio. Everything rests in a profound, creative stillness. The earthy scent of paper and the soft scratch of charcoal on vellum from your sunlit studio gently dissipate as you step into a cooler, more enclosed space within the estate. The air here is still, dry, carrying a faint, clean aroma of polished wood and something subtly metallic, a quiet contrast to the vibrant creative energy you just left. Your soft slippers, which made a muffled thud on the studio's wooden planks, now glide with an almost imperceptible whisper across a thick, hand-knotted rug that covers the dressing room floor, absorbing all sound. The room is bathed in a soft, even light, filtered through sheer linen curtains, casting a gentle glow on the meticulously crafted cabinetry that lines one wall. The wood, a deep, rich cherry, gleams with a subtle, understated luster, its surface polished to an exquisite smoothness. You approach a section of these cabinets, feeling the cool, solid wood beneath your fingertips as you reach for a small, brass pull. The brass is cool, smooth, and slightly weighty, a promise of what lies within. With a slow, deliberate motion, you gently pull open a shallow drawer. It slides out with a soft, almost imperceptible hush of wood against felt, a quiet, satisfying sound that echoes faintly in the hushed room. Inside, the drawer is lined with a deep, dove-gray velvet, its surface impossibly soft, a luxurious cushion for the treasures it holds. The velvet absorbs the light, creating a plush, shadowed bed where various pieces of jewelry rest, each catching the ambient light with a quiet, inner gleam. A faint, clean scent of the aged wood from the drawer mingles with a subtle, almost imperceptible metallic tang, a unique perfume of preciousness. Your gaze drifts over the collection, a silent appreciation for the craftsmanship and history held within each piece. You reach for a heavy, intricately linked gold bracelet, its form a cascade of polished, interconnected ellipses. As your fingers close around it, you immediately feel its profound, satisfying weight, a cool, dense presence in your palm. The gold is smooth, cool to the touch, and as you gently shift it, the tiny, interlocking links make a soft, almost melodic clink, a delicate whisper of metal against metal that resonates briefly in the stillness. You turn it slowly, observing how the light dances across its polished surface, reflecting tiny, golden sparks. You carefully place the bracelet into a designated velvet compartment, feeling the soft yielding of the fabric as it settles, a quiet cushioning sound. Then, your attention moves to a strand of pearls, their surface a luminous, soft white. You lift them, feeling their individual coolness, their smooth, almost imperceptible texture against your skin. As they drape through your fingers, they make a subtle, soft whisper, a delicate, friction-filled sound that is deeply calming. The faint, clean scent of the pearls themselves, a subtle, mineral aroma, rises to meet you. You arrange the pearls in their own soft, velvet-lined groove, their cool luminosity contrasting beautifully with the deep gray of the fabric. Each movement is deliberate, unhurried, a quiet ritual of care and appreciation. The air remains still, cool and dry, holding the subtle sense of polished wood and precious metals. The drawer slides closed with a soft, gentle hush, a final, quiet punctuation to the moment. The room returns to its profound stillness, the carefully organized collection resting quietly, a testament to enduring beauty. Everything is perfectly in its place, held in the soft, diffused light, awaiting its next moment to gleam. The soft, cool weight of the organized jewelry collection now rests quietly in its velvet-lined drawer as you move from the dressing room into the hushed calm of your study. The air here is immediately drier, imbued with the rich, familiar scent of old leather and polished wood. A quiet haven of thought. Your soft slippers, which made a muffled whisper on the rug of the dressing room, now glide with an almost imperceptible sound across the smooth, worn surface of the oak floor, each step settling into the profound stillness. The afternoon light, mellow and golden, streams in through the tall, mullioned windows, casting long, serene patterns across the antique Persian rug that covers the center of the floor. On the large, sturdy mahogany desk, its surface polished to a deep, reflective sheen, a small collection of antique silver pieces awaits your attention. There is an ornate picture frame, its delicate scrollwork dulled by time, a slender sugar spoon with a finely etched bowl, and a graceful filigree box, all resting silently on a protective felt mat. The faint, clean scent of old wood and leather fills the air around you, a comforting presence. You settle into a deep, leather-bound armchair, its surface cool and smooth beneath your touch, yielding with a soft, almost imperceptible sigh. The rich aroma of aged leather rises, mingling with the subtle, clean scent of the study. Your hand reaches for a soft, woven linen polishing cloth, its fibers fine and absorbent, feeling its cool, dry texture. Beside it, a small ceramic pot of silver polish sits, its lid a cool, smooth brass. You lift the lid with a gentle, soft click, revealing the thick, creamy paste within. A faint, clean chemical scent, subtle and sharp, rises from the pot, a distinct contrast to the gentle aromas of the room. With a deliberate, unhurried motion, you dab a small amount of the cool, creamy polish onto a corner of the cloth, feeling its smooth, slightly gritty texture against your fingertip. Then, you pick up the ornate silver picture frame, its cool, dull surface resting in your palm. You begin to carefully rub the polish onto its intricate scrollwork, your fingers moving in slow, circular motions. The cloth makes a soft, almost imperceptible shush-shush against the metal, a delicate, rhythmic friction. You watch as the dull tarnish slowly lifts, leaving behind a faint gray residue on the cloth, revealing the bright, quiet gleam of the silver beneath. You continue this gentle, repetitive motion, meticulously working the cloth into every delicate curve and ridge of the frame. The subtle sound of the cloth against the metal becomes a constant, soothing presence, a quiet whisper that fills the stillness. Your fingers feel the subtle variations in the silver's surface, the smooth, raised patterns of the scrollwork, the cool, solid weight of the frame. The air around you now holds the faint, clean scent of the polish, a subtle metallic tang, blending with the rich aroma of the old wood. As the silver begins to emerge bright and luminous, you take a fresh, clean section of the cloth. With soft, deliberate strokes, you begin to buff the surface, removing any last trace of polish. The cloth glides over the now gleaming silver with a soft, almost frictionless sigh, bringing forth a deep, quiet brilliance that reflects the soft afternoon light. The intricate details of the carving, once obscured, now stand out with exquisite clarity, catching and scattering the light in tiny, silent flashes. The silver frame now rests on the felt mat, reflecting the soft afternoon light with a quiet, enduring brilliance, a testament to patient, focused care. The study remains hushed, holding the subtle, clean scent of polish and old wood, as the golden light of the afternoon deepens around you, inviting a profound and peaceful stillness. The subtle scent of silver polish and old leather from your study gently recedes as you step through a discreet doorway, leaving the hushed warmth for the crisp, cool air of early dawn. A profound quiet immediately envelops you, broken only by the soft, distant rustle of leaves. Your soft slippers sink slightly into the damp earth of a narrow path towards your private lake, each step a muted pressure. The air grows cooler, carrying the distinct aroma of damp soil and the fresh, mineral scent of still water. The path opens onto a wide, grassy bank. Before you, the lake unfolds, shrouded in a soft, ethereal mist clinging low to its surface. It swirls gently, a living veil, obscuring the far shore, hinting at unseen depths. The first faint light of dawn, a pale, pearlescent gray, filters through the mist, giving it a luminous quality, glowing softly from within. You feel the cool, fine moisture of the mist against your skin, a delicate, refreshing touch. Your slow, even breath creates tiny, ephemeral clouds that quickly vanish. As you watch, with unhurried, patient gaze, the mist begins its slow dissipation. It rises in thin, serpentine tendrils, curling upward, revealing patches of water beneath. The exposed surface is like polished, dark glass, perfectly still, reflecting the muted, pearlescent sky with uncanny clarity, an inverted world of soft gray and faint, emerging blue. A single, tiny ripple, created by an unseen fish, expands slowly, silently, across the glassy expanse, a perfect, widening circle that disappears as smoothly as it began, leaving the surface once more pristine. You trace the faint line where the mist meets the water, a soft, blurred boundary. From somewhere far across the lake, a lone bird calls, its sound clear and pure, a single resonant note that travels effortlessly across the vast open stillness. It is a sound both solitary and comforting, a delicate, bell-like tone that hangs in the cool air for a long moment before fading, leaving only the silence and the gentle, almost imperceptible lapping of tiny waves against the distant shore. The air is so still, so clean, you can almost taste its cool, damp freshness, a subtle mineral tang that invigorates each slow, deep breath. Distant trees, their forms softened by the thinning mist, begin to emerge, dark, silent sentinels against the brightening sky. The mist continues its slow, graceful retreat, revealing more of the lake's serene, glassy surface. The world around you feels profoundly quiet and unburdened, a perfect moment of tranquil observation. You remain still, breathing in the clean, cool air, watching the soft, unhurried unfolding of the dawn. The last wisps of mist continue their slow, silent retreat from the lake's glassy surface, revealing more of its dark, reflective expanse as the dawn light strengthens. The cool, damp air, still carrying the mineral scent of still water and wet earth, feels invigorating against your skin as you move from the grassy bank towards a small wooden dock. Your soft slippers make a muted pony 30-tom of 30 tone on the weathered planks of the dock, each step resonating slightly in the profound stillness. At the edge of the dock, a small, meticulously maintained wooden rowboat bobs gently, its smooth, varnished hull, a deep, rich brown that gleams softly in the muted light. The faint, rhythmic of its painter rope against the dock post is the only sound, a delicate, metallic whisper that underscores the quiet. You reach out, your hand finding the cool, smooth wood of the boat's gunwale, feeling its sturdy, reassuring presence. The wood smells faintly of old varnish and clean, damp timber, a natural, grounding aroma. With a slow, unhurried motion, you step into the boat. The wooden planks beneath your feet creak softly, a low, resonant groan that quickly fades as the boat settles with your weight, a gentle, cradling shift. You find the smooth, worn seat, its surface cool and dry. The air around you is perfectly still, holding the clean scent of the lake water, a profound sense of quietude. The distant call of the lone bird, a pure, ethereal note, drifts once more across the water, then quickly vanishes. Your hands reach for the oars, their shafts smooth, polished wood, cool beneath your fingertips. The leather wraps on the oarlocks are soft, supple, providing a comfortable grip. You settle them into their metal fittings, a soft, almost imperceptible clink as they find their place, a sound that speaks of readiness. The oars feel balanced, a natural extension of your arms, their weight substantial yet perfectly manageable. With a deliberate, unhurried motion, you dip the blades into the water. The surface parts with a soft, almost silent prage, a gentle, liquid sound that is profoundly soothing. You feel the subtle resistance of the water against the wood as you pull, a smooth, consistent pressure. The boat glides forward with a gentle, almost imperceptible momentum, leaving behind two perfectly formed, widening V-shaped ripples that spread silently across the glassy surface. The water, cool and smooth, rushes past the hull with a soft, rhythmic diphthong, lap-lap, a continuous, hushed whisper. You continue this slow, steady rhythm, the oars dipping and pulling with a quiet, meditative grace. Each plish of the blades entering the water, each soft, this lap-lap against the hull, blends into a hypnotic, calming cadence. The cool, clean air brushes softly against your face, carrying the pure, fresh scent of the lake. The world around you is nothing but the vast, silent water, the receding mist, and the gentle, rhythmic sounds of your quiet journey. The wooden boat carries you effortlessly across the smooth, dark water, a tranquil, unburdened glide. The rhythmic sounds of the oars and the soft lapping of the lake continue, a steady, peaceful pulse in the heart of the quiet morning. The cool, damp air and the rhythmic lapping of water against your wooden boat gently recede as you step from the lake's edge, leaving the vast, open stillness for the warm, enveloping embrace of your heated conservatory. The air here immediately shifts, becoming profoundly humid and thick, with the rich, earthy scent of damp soil and exotic blossoms, a profound contrast to the crisp, mineral freshness you just experienced. Your soft slippers meet warm, smooth terracotta tiles, each step a muted whisper that quickly fades into the soft, constant whir of a hidden humidifier. The conservatory is a luminous, enclosed world, bathed in a soft, diffused light that streams through the high, arched glass ceiling and walls. Lush, vibrant green foliage fills the space, creating a dense, living tapestry that seems to absorb all harsh sounds. Tiny, almost imperceptible droplets of condensation cling to the glass, glistening softly, catching and scattering the light into 1,000 tiny points. The profound quiet is broken only by the gentle drip-drip of water from a hidden irrigation system, a rhythmic, soothing cadence that underscores the stillness. You move slowly, your breath deepening with each inhale of the warm, moist air, towards a section dedicated to your orchid collection. The plants are arranged on tiered, slatted wooden benches, their roots nestled in coarse bark and moss, each pot a small, thriving world. The colors are extraordinary: vibrant fuchsias, deep, velvety purples, pristine whites, and delicate, speckled yellows, each bloom a masterpiece of intricate form and subtle shading. The air around them is thick with a delicate, almost ethereal floral perfume, a subtle, sweet fragrance that invites a closer appreciation. You reach for a small, fine mist spray bottle, its plastic surface cool and smooth against your palm. With a deliberate, unhurried motion, you lift it, bringing it to a large, emerald-green orchid leaf. You press the trigger, and a soft, almost inaudible pulse of fine, cool mist is released, settling gently onto the glossy surface of the leaf. You watch as tiny, perfect droplets cling to the waxy sheen, momentarily intensifying the vibrant green before slowly, imperceptibly, absorbing into the plant. You feel the faint, cool touch of the mist on your own skin, a refreshing caress in the humid air. The air is so still you can almost feel the plants absorbing the moisture, a quiet, living process. Your gaze settles on a particular bloom, a delicate phalaenopsis orchid with petals the color of soft lavender, adorned with intricate, almost painted patterns of deep plum and a creamy, golden throat. You lean in, observing the subtle, almost velvety texture of the petals, feeling the delicate, almost imperceptible coolness radiating from their surface. The intricate patterns seem to pulse with a quiet, inner light. You notice the silvery green aerial roots, thick and firm, clinging to their bark substrate, a testament to their quiet strength and resilience. A subtle, sweet perfume, almost like vanilla, rises from the delicate bloom as you draw near, a profound, natural fragrance. You step back, allowing your eyes to take in the full, vibrant display, the quiet, thriving life within this glass enclosure. The gentle whirs of the humidifier and the soft drip-drip of water continue, a steady, calming presence. The humid air, fragrant with exotic blooms, holds you in its soft, warm embrace. Everything rests in a profound, unhurried stillness, a sanctuary of vibrant, living beauty. The humid, fragrant air of the conservatory, thick with the earthy scent of damp soil and exotic blossoms, still clings gently as you step away from the vibrant orchid benches. The soft issues of the fine mist spray bottle has ceased, leaving only the quiet whir of the hidden humidifier and the rhythmic drip-drip of water, consistent and soothing. Your soft slippers continue their muted whisper across the warm terracotta tiles, guiding you deeper into the lush green heart of the glass enclosure. The light here, though still bright, is now softened, broken into a delicate, shifting mosaic of sun and shadow. It filters through the dense canopy of broad, glossy leaves overhead, creating intricate patterns that dance gently across the floor and the surrounding foliage. You feel the subtle warmth of the sun on your skin as it penetrates the glass, a comforting, almost caressing touch, a gentle contrast to the ever-present humidity. The air itself feels alive, infused with the clean green aroma of living plants. You approach a secluded nook, almost entirely enveloped by towering ferns and trailing vines, where a comfortable, deep rattan armchair awaits. Its cushions, covered in a soft, natural linen, seem to invite you into their quiet embrace. On a small, round side table, crafted from a dark, polished wood, a collection of books rests, their spines a mix of muted greens and browns, blending seamlessly with the surrounding foliage. The wood of the table feels smooth and cool beneath your fingertips as you reach for one, a faint, clean scent of aged timber rising. You select a volume bound in a soft cloth cover, its texture slightly rough, yet comforting. The book feels substantial in your hands, its familiar weight a quiet anchor. As you settle into the armchair, the linen cushion yields with a soft, almost imperceptible sigh, perfectly conforming to your form. The rattan creaks faintly, a gentle, organic sound, then settles into stillness. You feel the soft, cool fabric against your skin, a grounding presence amidst the enveloping greenery. With a deliberate slowness, you open the book. The pages within are a creamy, slightly textured paper, and they turn with a dry, whisper-like rustle, a delicate sound that seems to echo briefly in the hushed space before being absorbed by the surrounding plants. The scent of old paper, dry and sweet, rises from the opened pages, mingling with the humid air and the subtle, earthy aroma of damp soil from the nearby potted plants. The dappled light, shifting and dancing, falls across the page, illuminating the words in soft, moving pools of light and shadow, making them seem to breathe. You lean back, allowing your gaze to drift from the words on the page to the intricate dance of light through the leaves, observing the tiny, almost imperceptible movements as the air currents stir the foliage. A gentle, soft purtles of leaves rustling overhead, a delicate, papery sound blends with the constant whir of the humidifier, creating a deeply calming, layered soundscape. The warmth of the humid air, the subtle floral perfume, and the gentle sounds of the conservatory envelop you completely, inviting a profound sense of peace. The dappled light continues its slow, mesmerizing dance across the page and the surrounding leaves, a quiet, unhurried rhythm. The soft rustle of the foliage and the faint sounds of the conservatory create a perfect, tranquil cocoon, inviting a deeper sense of stillness. Everything rests in a profound, unburdened peace. The humid, botanical air and the gentle rustle of leaves from your conservatory gradually give way as you step through a discreet archway, leaving the vibrant, living warmth for a cooler, more contained stillness. The distinct aroma of aged leather and polished metal immediately greets you, a rich, complex perfume that speaks of history and impeccable care. Your soft slippers transition from warm terracotta tiles to the smooth, cool surface of polished concrete, each step a muted whisper in the hushed, expansive space, quickly absorbed by the profound quiet. The vast, climate-controlled garage unfolds before you, bathed in a soft, even light from overhead panels that prevent any harsh glare, allowing the forms of the vehicles to emerge with a quiet dignity. Rows of vintage automobiles stand in silent, dignified repose, their meticulously maintained curves and lines gleaming softly, reflecting the diffused light in long, gentle stretches. The air here is purified, meticulously clean, carrying only the profound, comforting sense of fine, aged leather and a faint, clean metallic tang, a subtle hint of engine oil long settled. The silence is deep, broken only by the almost imperceptible, low-frequency hum of the ventilation system, a steady, rhythmic whisper that fades easily into the background, becoming a part of the stillness. Your soft slippers glide across the pristine, polished concrete floor, a barely there sound that quickly vanishes, emphasizing the quiet reverence of the space. You begin to walk slowly, your gaze drifting from one masterpiece of engineering to another, appreciating the timeless elegance of their design. Your steps are deliberate, unhurried as you approach a particular vehicle, a classic grand tourer from a bygone era, its deep, lustrous forest green paintwork reflecting the light with an almost liquid, shimmering quality that seems to shift with your movement. Its chrome accents, the gleaming grilles, the slender, perfectly curved bumpers, the delicate window surrounds, gleam with an understated brilliance, catching your eye with tiny, silent flashes of light against the deep green. You reach out, your fingertips lightly tracing the cool, smooth curve of a chrome fender. The metal is unexpectedly cool, a profound, constant temperature that speaks of its inherent density and enduring strength. Your hand then glides slowly over the polished paint, feeling its glass-like smoothness, a flawless, cool surface that seems to absorb your touch, leaving no trace. There is no sound from this intimate contact, only the subtle sensation of your skin against the perfectly maintained finish. With a deliberate, unhurried motion, your hand finds the cool, solid chrome door handle, its weight substantial and reassuring. It releases with a soft, precise click, a delicate metallic sound that echoes briefly, cleanly, in the quiet space, then quickly dissipates. The heavy door swings open, with a silent, controlled hush of well-oiled hinges, revealing the inviting interior, a world of rich textures and deep aromas. The profound, warm scent of aged leather, now more intense and enveloping, immediately fills your senses as you slide gently into the driver's seat. The leather is supple, yielding with a soft, almost imperceptible creak beneath your weight, perfectly conforming to your form, its surface smooth and cool against your legs. Your fingers instinctively trace the cool, smooth rim of the polished wooden steering wheel, feeling the subtle, organic grain of the dark timber, a grounding texture that connects you intimately to the history and craftsmanship of the car. The leather of the dashboard, stretched taut and smooth, feels dry and soft beneath your touch, a texture that speaks of decades of meticulous care and preservation. The rich, enveloping scent of aged leather from the vintage car's interior still lingers around you as you gently push the door open. It swings silently outward with a soft, controlled hush of its well-oiled hinges, revealing the cool, expansive stillness of the climate-controlled garage. Your soft slippers meet the polished concrete floor once more, each step a muted whisper that quickly dissipates into the profound quiet of the space. You step out, taking a moment to fully appreciate the classic Grand Tourer, its deep forest green paintwork now catching the diffused overhead light with an almost liquid shimmer. The chrome accents gleam with a quiet brilliance. The air here remains meticulously clean, carrying the distinct aroma of aged leather and a faint, clean metallic tang, underscored by the almost imperceptible, low-frequency hum of the ventilation system, a steady, rhythmic whisper that seems to deepen the silence. From a nearby rolling cabinet, crafted from dark, lacquered wood, you select your polishing supplies. Your fingers close around a stack of fresh, incredibly soft microfiber cloths, their texture a delicate, almost velvety pile that feels cool and supremely gentle against your skin. You feel their lightweight, absorbent quality as you separate one, a faint, dry whispers of fabric against fabric. Beside them, a small, elegant tin of carnauba wax sits, its lid a cool, smooth metal. You twist it open with a soft, almost inaudible click, revealing the firm, creamy wax within. A subtle, sweet, almost buttery scent, clean and pure, rises from the tin, mingling with the existing aromas of leather and metal. With a deliberate, unhurried motion, you dab a small, precise amount of the cool, firm wax onto a corner of the soft cloth, feeling its smooth, slightly resistant texture. Then, you bring the cloth to the car's gleaming green paintwork, selecting a section of the smooth, curved hood. You begin to apply the wax with slow, circular motions, your hand moving with a steady, almost meditative rhythm. The cloth glides over the paint with a soft, almost imperceptible, a gentle, whisper-like friction that resonates subtly in the quiet garage. You watch as a faint, hazy film of wax appears on the surface, dulling the deep green momentarily. You continue this gentle, repetitive motion, meticulously covering a section of the hood, feeling the subtle resistance of the wax as it spreads evenly, the cloth moving with a fluid grace. The air around you now holds the faint, clean, sweet scent of the carnauba wax, a natural, grounding aroma that blends perfectly with the aged leather of the interior. The low hum of the ventilation system provides a constant, soothing backdrop to the quiet, focused task. Then, with a fresh, clean microfiber cloth, you begin the buffing process. With slow, deliberate sweeping strokes, you gently rub the waxed surface. The cloth glides with an almost frictionless sigh across the paint, removing the haze and revealing an astonishing depth of shine beneath. You watch, captivated, as the forest green paint deepens, becoming richer, more profound, reflecting the soft overhead lights with an almost liquid clarity. The polished surface is cool and flawlessly smooth beneath the cloth, a sensation of exquisite perfection. Each slow pass of the cloth brings forth a new layer of brilliance, a deepening, almost mirror-like reflection that seems to absorb and intensify the light. The subtle 5/4 of the buffing cloth against the paint becomes a continuous hypnotic sound, a gentle rhythm that invites a profound sense of calm. The garage remains a sanctuary of quiet focus, the air clean and still. You step back, allowing your gaze to drift over the newly polished section of the hood, admiring the profound, almost wet gleam that has emerged. The deep green paint now holds a quiet, inner light, reflecting the soft, diffused ceiling panels in long, serene streaks. The subtle, sweet scent of carnauba wax and aged leather from the vintage car garage gently recedes as you step into the cool, still air of a dedicated elevator, ascending towards the rooftop. The hum of the machinery is low, a constant, almost imperceptible vibration that resonates softly through the floor beneath your feet, carrying you steadily upward into the fading light of dusk. The elevator doors glide open with a soft, controlled hush, revealing a circular room bathed in the deep, muted blue of twilight. The air here is markedly cooler, crisp and clean, carrying a faint, clean metallic scent that speaks of precision instruments. Your soft slippers meet the smooth, dark-polished linoleum floor, each step a soft, almost imperceptible shush that quickly vanishes into the profound quiet of the observatory. The room is vast, circular, its curved walls a deep, uniform gray, absorbing all extraneous light. Overhead, the immense, curved dome remains closed, a silent, impenetrable ceiling, waiting patiently above you. The only discernible sound is a distant, almost imperceptible hum of the city, a low, steady thrum that seems to underscore the profound stillness within the dome. At the very center of this expansive, hushed space, the formidable, dark form of the main telescope stands, a silent sentinel pointed towards the unseen zenith. Its polished metal barrel, a deep, matte black, catches the faint ambient light in long, serene streaks, reflecting the muted blues and grays of the room in subtle, shifting patterns. You approach it slowly, your steps deliberate and unhurried on the cool, firm linoleum. Your fingers lightly trace the cool, smooth surface of a heavy, dark control console positioned neatly beside the telescope's base. The console is solid, unyielding, crafted from a dense, cold metal, its array of carefully labeled buttons and precise dials gleaming faintly, promising control over the vastness above. You feel the subtle, inherent coolness of the metal against your skin, a profound, constant temperature that speaks of its precise engineering and its quiet, unmoving purpose. With a deliberate, unhurried motion, your finger finds a large, smooth, circular button, its surface cool and slightly raised, a subtle, tactile invitation. You press it gently, feeling the soft, satisfying, almost cushioned click as it engages, a small, yet significant sound that resonates briefly, cleanly, in the quiet space, before quickly dissipating. Immediately, a low, steady, deeply resonant, whirring sound begins overhead, emanating from the hidden mechanisms within the dome itself, a soft, mechanical breath that fills the entire space. It is a slow, rhythmic grinding of unseen gears, a sound that vibrates subtly through the solid floor beneath your feet, a deep, comforting hum that signals the slow, majestic awakening of the observatory's roof. You watch the curved ceiling above, patiently, allowing your gaze to follow a thin, dark line that slowly, almost imperceptibly begins to appear, gradually widening across the immense, uniform gray surface. The massive, curved sections of the dome then begin their slow, deliberate retraction, gliding apart with a continuous, deeply repetitive, and almost hypnotic whir, a sound that seems to both fill and enhance the profound quiet of the room. The movement is stately, unhurried, a gradual unveiling, revealing more and more of the deepening twilight sky above, a vast, silent canvas of emerging stars. Tiny, almost imperceptible clicks and soft metallic groans accompany the larger sweeping movement, subtle echoes that punctuate the continuous whirring delicate sounds that quickly fade into the expansive space. The immense, curved sections of the observatory dome have now fully retracted, leaving the vast, silent expanse of the night sky unveiled above you. The cool night air, crisp and clean, drifts gently inward, carrying a faint, ethereal scent of ozone and distant, damp earth, a profound contrast to the enclosed warmth of the carnauba wax in the garage. Your soft slippers rest on the smooth, dark linoleum floor, absorbing all sound, as the low, resonant whirring of the dome's gears has settled into a profound, almost absolute stillness, a deep quiet that seems to absorb all other sounds. The room is bathed in the deep, muted blue of twilight, now pierced by the brilliant, countless pinpricks of light from the stars above. At the center of this hushed space, the formidable, dark form of the main telescope stands, its polished metal barrel, a deep matte black, gleaming softly in the starlight. You approach it slowly, your steps deliberate and unhurried on the cool, firm linoleum, a profound sense of anticipation settling within you. The telescope feels like a silent, powerful conduit to the ancient universe. Your hands reach for the finely textured, cool metal of the telescope's control panel. Your fingers lightly trace the precise, almost imperceptible ridges of the adjustment knobs, feeling their solid, unyielding presence. You select a specific star, a faint, distant point of light, on the nearby auxiliary display, its soft, green glow the only artificial light in the room. With a deliberate, unhurried motion, you begin to turn a large, smooth adjustment wheel. It moves with a soft, almost frictionless click, a delicate, rhythmic sound that resonates subtly, cleanly, in the profound quiet of the dome, guiding the massive instrument with exquisite precision. The telescope itself, a vast, dark cylinder, begins its slow, almost imperceptible rotation, a gentle, silent whir of internal gears that quickly fades, becoming a part of the deep stillness. You feel the subtle vibration of the floor beneath your feet, a gentle, reassuring tremor that speaks of the powerful machinery at work. As the telescope settles into its new alignment, you lean in, your eye finding the cool, dark metal of the eyepiece. The air here feels slightly colder, drawn in from the vast emptiness of the night sky. You adjust the focus with a small, finely knurled knob, turning it with a soft, continuous, of delicate mechanics, feeling the subtle resistance and then the smooth glide as the distant light comes into sharper, clearer view. The metal of the eyepiece is cool against your brow, a grounding touch that anchors you to the instrument. Through the lens, the vastness of a distant galaxy slowly unfurls, a faint, ethereal swirl of light against the profound, velvet darkness. It is not a brilliant, blazing spectacle, but a delicate, almost ghostly luminescence, a multitude of tiny, unresolved pinpricks of light, each one a sun, a star system, an entire universe, blended into a soft, diffuse glow that seems to shimmer with an ancient, quiet energy. You feel the immense, almost overwhelming distance contained within that single, faint image, a profound sense of perspective that humbles and calms. The pinprick of light seems to pulse with a silent internal rhythm, a profound and captivating stillness. The profound quiet of the observatory envelops you completely, broken only by your own slow, steady breath and the almost imperceptible hum of the distant city, a faint, muted thrum that seems to emphasize the vast, silent expanse above. The cool air brushes gently against your face, carrying the clean scent of ozone, a constant, refreshing presence. The faint, ancient light from the distant galaxy continues its silent journey, a tranquil, almost hypnotic presence in the lens. You remain still, your gaze lost in the quiet shimmer of the galaxy, feeling the cool metal of the eyepiece against your skin. The profound quiet of the observatory, with its cool, clean scent of ozone and the silent shimmer of distant galaxies, gently recedes with the first soft rays of morning. You step from the hushed darkness into the familiar sunlit warmth of your study, where the air is immediately drier, carrying the comforting aroma of old leather and polished wood. Your soft slippers, which made barely a sound on the linoleum, now glide with an almost imperceptible whisper across the smooth, worn surface of the oak floor, each step settling into the profound stillness. The morning light, now a soft golden cascade, streams in through the tall, mullioned windows, illuminating the antique mahogany desk that dominates the center of the room. Its surface, polished to a deep, reflective sheen, catches the light, reflecting tiny, dancing patterns. On the desk, a pristine sheet of heavy, creamy paper lies waiting, its surface a blank, inviting canvas. Beside it, a small, elegant, ceramic inkwell, deep and cool to the touch, holds a pool of rich, dark, calligraphic ink. The air around the desk holds a faint, clean scent of fine paper and a subtle, almost metallic aroma from the ink, a delicate, grounding perfume. You settle into the deep, leather-bound armchair, its familiar surface cool and smooth beneath your touch, yielding with a soft, almost imperceptible sigh. The rich aroma of aged leather rises, mingling with the clean scents of the study. Your hand reaches for a slender, polished wooden pen holder, its dark, warm wood feeling perfectly balanced in your grip. At its tip, a fine, flexible steel nib gleams softly, a delicate point of precision. You feel the cool, dry texture of the wood, the subtle, inherent coolness of the metal nib. With a deliberate, unhurried motion, you dip the fine steel nib into the cool, dark ink. It submerges with a soft, almost inaudible, "no ship," drawing up a perfect, glistening droplet of the rich, black liquid. You lift the pen slowly, watching as the ink clings to the delicate filigree of the nib, a tiny, perfect sphere of darkness. The ceramic inkwell, cool and smooth, remains perfectly still. A faint, clean, metallic scent, subtle yet distinct, rises from the ink as it catches the light. You bring the charged nib to the paper, poised for a moment above its creamy surface. Then, with a gentle, controlled pressure, you begin the first stroke. The nib meets the paper with a soft, almost imperceptible scratch, a delicate, whisper-like friction that resonates subtly in the quiet room. As you draw the line, the ink flows with an exquisite, smooth glide, a continuous, silent release of dark liquid that leaves a crisp, precise mark against the creamy white. You watch, mesmerized, as the black ink absorbs into the fibers of the paper, drying almost instantly, leaving behind a profound, indelible presence. The subtle, earthy scent of the paper, mingled with the clean aroma of the ink, rises with each new character, each new curve. You continue this slow, deliberate practice, forming elegant, flowing letters, each stroke a focused, unhurried movement. The rhythmic of the nib and the smooth, silent glide of ink become a deeply calming, hypnotic cadence, a quiet meditation. The golden light of the morning continues its slow, unhurried journey across the desk, illuminating each newly formed character with a gentle, serene brilliance. The profound quiet of the study holds you in its embrace, broken only by the delicate sounds of your focused work. The smooth glide of ink on paper continues, a steady, unburdened rhythm in the sunlit study. Everything settles into a profound, unhurried stillness, inviting a deeper sense of peace and quiet focus. The rhythmic scratch of the calligraphy nib and the smooth glide of ink on paper have ceased, leaving a quiet hum in your sunlit study, now subtly imbued with the clean, earthy scent of fine paper and the faint metallic tang of ink. You gather the freshly penned letters, their creamy surfaces still cool and dry, arranging them neatly on the antique mahogany desk. The afternoon light, mellow and golden, continues to stream through the tall windows, casting long, serene patterns across the worn oak floor. On a small, polished side table, a compact, elegant brass lamp casts a focused, warm glow, illuminating the delicate tools for sealing. A long, slender stick of sealing wax, a deep, rich crimson, rests beside a small, intricately carved wooden handle, to which your personal silver crest stamp is affixed. The silver, cool and smooth, gleams softly in the lamplight. A tiny, unlit beeswax candle stands ready, its wick a slender white thread. The air around this setup is still, dry, carrying a faint, clean scent of old wood and a subtle, almost sweet aroma of unburnt wax. You carefully take one of the letters, folding it with precise, unhurried movements. The paper makes a soft, dry crease as it bends, a delicate, crisp sound that resonates briefly in the quiet room. You align the edges with meticulous care, feeling the subtle texture of the paper beneath your fingertips. Once folded, you place it gently on the polished desk, its crisp lines a quiet statement. With a deliberate, unhurried motion, you pick up the slender stick of crimson sealing wax. You feel its smooth, firm texture, the cool, solid weight in your hand. You then bring the tip of the wax stick to the small beeswax candle, lighting the wick with a soft, almost imperceptible flickers of a match. A tiny golden flame immediately springs to life, dancing with a quiet, steady flicker, casting a warm, moving light across the desk. The faint, sweet scent of burning beeswax, clean and pure, rises, mingling with the subtle aromas of the study. You hold the wax stick just above the flame, allowing the heat to gently soften its tip. After a few moments, a small, glistening droplet of molten crimson wax begins to form at the end, slowly swelling, catching the lamplight with a liquid sheen. You tilt the stick slightly, and the first drop falls with a soft, almost silent plink onto the folded paper, a perfect round bead of deep red. Then another drop, and another, building a small circular pool of warm liquid wax onto the paper. The wax flows with a thick, viscous elegance, creating a small, perfectly formed mound, its surface gleaming. A distinct, subtle aroma rises from the melting wax, a unique, almost smoky scent, mixed with the faint, warm perfume of your personal crest, a familiar and grounding fragrance. As the pool of molten wax reaches its perfect size, you quickly extinguish the candle with a soft puff of breath, the tiny wisp of smoke instantly dissipating. Then, with a precise, unhurried movement, you bring the cool, heavy silver crest stamp down onto the warm liquid wax. There is a soft, satisfying thud, a muffled, cushioned sound as the metal makes contact. You feel the subtle resistance of the wax yielding beneath the stamp, then the firm, cool pressure of the silver. You hold it there for a long, quiet moment, allowing the wax to cool and harden around the intricate design of your crest. The air holds the distinct, warm, and subtly smoky scent of the cooling wax, a quiet testament to the moment. You gently lift the stamp. The wax, now firm and cool, holds the precise, raised image of your personal crest, a perfect, clear impression. The crimson gleams softly, a quiet, dignified seal. The air around the desk is still, imbued with the subtle, lingering scent of the warm wax and your unique crest. Everything rests in a profound, unhurried stillness, a testament to tradition and quiet care. The subtle smoky scent of sealing wax and the quiet gleam of your crest have now settled. As you rise from your study desk and move towards the grand living room, the air immediately shifts, becoming cooler, with a profound, comforting aroma of aged stone and the distinct, dry scent of seasoned wood. Your soft slippers glide with an almost imperceptible whisper across the rich, thick pile of the Persian rug, each step absorbed into the hushed expanse of the room, as the golden afternoon light begins its slow fade into twilight. The vast living room stretches before you, its high ceilings and ornate plasterwork softened by the deepening shadows. At its heart, a magnificent fireplace, carved from dark, veined marble, dominates one wall, its empty hearth a cool, dark recess. You approach it slowly, your steps deliberate and quiet on the plush rug. The marble surface of the mantelpiece is cool to the touch, flawlessly smooth beneath your fingertips as you lightly trace its broad, sweeping curve. You notice the subtle variations in the marble's intricate patterns, like ancient, frozen currents beneath the polished surface, a testament to its timeless beauty and profound history. The scent of the cool stone itself, a faint mineral earthiness, mingles with the subtle dry aroma of the room. From a heavy, wrought iron log holder positioned beside the hearth, you select a few pieces of seasoned oak. The wood is dry, rough to the touch, its surfaces textured with the subtle ridges of bark and the smooth, worn patches from countless previous fires. You feel the satisfying weight of each log in your hands, their density, speaking of slow growth and stored warmth. A deep, rich, earthy scent of dried wood, a profound, grounding aroma rises as you handle them, a promise of comforting heat. You also gather a handful of slender kindling sticks, their dry, brittle forms making a faint, papery rustle as you arrange them, and a few crumpled sheets of old newspaper, their dry, crisp crinkling a delicate sound in the quiet. With deliberate, unhurried motions, you begin to arrange the kindling in the center of the cool, dark grate. The small sticks settle with soft, dry clinks against the cold iron bars, creating a delicate, metallic whisper. You crisscross them carefully, building a small, airy structure, ensuring ample space for the flame to catch. Then you place the larger logs around this delicate nest, leaning them gently against the cast-iron fireback. The seasoned oak settles with soft, muffled thuds, a dull, resonant sound that echoes softly in the empty hearth. The arrangement is precise, a quiet invitation for the warmth to come. The air around the hearth is now thick with the rich, dry scent of seasoned wood, a comforting, natural perfume that speaks of home and hearth. You reach for a long, slender match from a small, polished brass box. The matchstick feels smooth and dry between your fingers. With a soft, controlled flick against the rough, striking surface of the box, a tiny, sulphurous hiss fills the air, quickly followed by the delicate, almost instantaneous pop as a small, steady flame blossoms at its tip, casting a warm, flickering light onto your hand. You bring the tiny, dancing flame to the crumpled newspaper, holding it steady. The paper catches with a soft, swift whoosh, a delicate, papery crackle that grows almost immediately, spreading through the dry kindling. Small, slender licks of orange and yellow fire begin their tentative dance, curling around the dry kindling, consuming the paper with a soft, persistent crackle. You watch as the flame grows, stronger now, embracing the smaller sticks, their surfaces darkening, then glowing with a soft, internal warmth. A faint, sweet scent of burning wood, clean and pure, rises, mingling with the lingering notes of seasoned oak. A tiny, almost imperceptible hiss escapes as a pocket of sap in a piece of kindling warms and releases its moisture. The gentle, persistent crackle of the fire, now fully established and burning steadily in the grand living room hearth, fills the expansive space with a profound, comforting warmth. The rich, dry scent of seasoned wood, subtly smoky and deeply grounding, permeates the air, a profound contrast to the faint, specific scent of sealing wax from the study earlier. Your soft slippers make barely a whisper on the thick, plush Persian rug as you move towards a deep, inviting armchair positioned perfectly to receive the full, soft glow of the flames. This armchair, upholstered in a rich, dark emerald velvet, seems to absorb the flickering firelight, appearing to shift between deep forest green and shadowed charcoal. You approach it with a slow, unhurried grace, feeling the radiating warmth from the hearth gently caress your skin, a comforting presence in the now softly lit room. The velvet beckons, its surface promising an exquisite softness. With a deliberate, unhurried motion, you settle into its generous depths. The velvet yields with a profound, almost inaudible sigh, perfectly conforming to the contours of your body, a sensation of being gently cradled and embraced. Your arms rest on the wide, plush armrests, feeling the exquisite softness of the fabric beneath your skin, a deep, comforting tactile experience. Your fingers instinctively brush against the dense, plush pile, feeling the tiny fibers shift and caress your skin, a delicate, almost velvety friction that is deeply soothing and hypnotic. The material feels warm, yet breathable, a luxurious cocoon that seems to deepen your sense of relaxation. From a small, polished side table crafted from dark, aged walnut, you select a book. Its cover is bound in a soft cloth material, its texture slightly rough, yet comforting and familiar beneath your fingertips. The book feels substantial in your hands, its familiar weight a quiet anchor. A faint, dry, sweet scent of old paper rises from its pages, mingling subtly with the warm, smoky aroma of the burning wood, creating a rich, tranquil blend. You open the volume with profound care, the spine releasing with a soft, almost imperceptible creak of the binding. The pages within are a creamy, slightly textured paper, and they turn with a dry, whisper-like rustle, a delicate, papery sound that seems to echo briefly in the hushed space before being absorbed by the encompassing quiet. The flickering firelight, a soft, dancing glow, bathes the page, making the words appear and disappear in gentle, moving pools of light and shadow, creating a mesmerizing, almost hypnotic effect. The warmth from the fire falls gently on your hands, and the open book, a comforting, steady presence. You lean back slightly, allowing your gaze to soften, drifting from the words on the page to the mesmerizing dance of the flames. The gentle, persistent crackle of the burning logs, a steady, rhythmic cadence, fills the room, blending seamlessly with the soft rustle of the turning pages. Each sound is subtle, unhurried, inviting a deeper sense of peace and stillness. The shadows in the grand room deepen and shift with the flickering light, moving in a slow, tranquil ballet across the high ceilings and ornate plasterwork. The deep comfort of the velvet armchair holds you gently, a soft, profound embrace that seems to invite the world to slow down, to simply be. The quiet glow of the fire continues its gentle dance, casting long, serene shadows around you. The deep comfort of the velvet, the soft warmth, and the rhythmic crackle of the flames blend into a perfect, tranquil cocoon. Everything rests in a profound, unburdened stillness, inviting a deeper, more complete sense of drift. The gentle, rhythmic crackle of the fire in the grand living room, with its soft, smoky scent and the deep comfort of the velvet armchair, slowly recedes as you rise. The profound warmth of the hearth begins to feel like a distant memory as you move through the hushed expanse of the room, the lingering scent of seasoned wood gradually fading into the cooler, still air of the evening. Your soft slippers make barely a whisper on the thick Persian rug, each step absorbed into the deepening quiet. You pass through a discreet archway, entering the tranquil sanctuary of your private bathroom. The air here is immediately different, warmer and more humid, imbued with a clean, almost ethereal scent of pure water and a subtle, calming hint of lavender. Your slippers meet the cool, smooth surface of polished marble tiles, each step a soft, muted whisper that quickly dissipates into the profound stillness. The evening light, now a deep, soft gray, filters gently through frosted glass windows, casting a diffused, serene glow across the expansive room. At the center of the room, the large, freestanding porcelain bathtub gleams softly, its surface a pristine, inviting white. The faucet, crafted from polished cool chrome, releases a steady, silent stream of warm water, which flows with a soft, continuous buffet into the tub, a profoundly soothing sound that fills the quiet space. Delicate, almost invisible tendrils of steam begin to rise from the surface of the filling water, curling upward, catching the soft light and carrying with them the clean, pure aroma of heated water. You note the subtle variations in the marble's veining, like faint, ancient currents beneath your feet. You approach the tub, reaching for a small, dark glass bottle of essential oil. Its surface is cool and smooth beneath your fingertips, feeling substantial. With a slow, deliberate motion, you twist open the cap, a soft, almost inaudible pop of release. A concentrated, calming scent of pure lavender, rich and deeply floral, immediately rises, enveloping your senses. You allow a few slow, precise drops of the viscous, clear oil to fall onto the shimmering surface of the warm water. Each drop spreads slowly, silently, a perfect, iridescent circle that expands and then dissolves, carrying its fragrant essence into the rising steam. The aroma in the air now deepens, becoming richer, more profound, a luxurious blend of warm water and soothing lavender. You lean forward, extending your hand, and gently dip your fingertips into the warm, inviting water. The porcelain rim of the tub is cool and smooth against your forearm, a gentle contrast to the profound, enveloping warmth of the liquid. The water itself feels like liquid silk, soft and caressing against your skin, a sensation of pure, unburdened comfort. Tiny, almost imperceptible bubbles cling to your skin, a delicate, effervescent touch. You feel the subtle, consistent current created by the filling water, a gentle, hypnotic flow that seems to draw any lingering tension from your fingertips. The air around your hand is thick with the fragrant steam, a soft, warm embrace. With a deep, unhurried breath, you step over the cool, smooth edge of the tub. Your body sinks slowly into the warm, fragrant water, which rises with a soft, gentle splash, a sound that quickly settles into the rhythmic, quiet lapping against the porcelain. The water envelops you completely, offering a gentle, buoyant support that feels profoundly weightless. The delicate, almost invisible tendrils of steam continue their slow, graceful dance around you, carrying the deep, calming scent of lavender. The warm water holds you in its soft, fragrant embrace, a quiet cocoon of peace. The gentle sounds of water and steam and the soothing aroma of lavender blend into a perfect, tranquil symphony. Everything rests in a profound, unburdened stillness, inviting a deeper, more complete sense of drift. The warm, fragrant water of the evening bath, with its soothing lavender scent and gentle steam, slowly recedes from your skin as you rise. The porcelain tub, cool and smooth beneath your fingertips, feels like a distant memory as you step onto the cool, polished marble tiles of the bathroom floor. The air, though still warm, is drier now, carrying only the faint, clean memory of the essential oils. Your soft slippers make a muted whisper against the marble as you move towards the bedroom, each step deliberate and unhurried, leaving the tranquil sanctuary of the bath for the quiet anticipation of rest. You pass through a wide archway, leaving the marble for the deep, plush pile of the bedroom rug. Your slippers sink slightly, absorbing all sound as you step into a space already softened by the deepening twilight. The air here is cool and still, imbued with a fresh, clean scent, a subtle promise of quiet slumber. The evening light, now a profound, velvety gray, filters gently through tall, sheer linen curtains, casting long, serene shadows across the room. You move towards a tall, elegant floor lamp, its base a smooth, dark bronze, its shade a heavy, natural linen. With a slow, unhurried motion, your fingers find the cool, smooth switch. You press it gently, feeling the soft, precise click as it engages, a small, quiet sound that resonates briefly, cleanly, in the hushed space before quickly dissipating. Immediately, a soft, warm glow blossoms from the lamp, spreading outward in a gentle, amber pool of light that pushes back the encroaching shadows. The light is diffused, comforting, illuminating only a small, intimate circle around the lamp, leaving the rest of the room in a tranquil, deepening twilight. You notice the subtle warmth radiating from the linen shade as you pass your hand close to it. Your gaze drifts to the bed, a generous expanse of pristine white linen, perfectly inviting. The crisp, clean sheets are folded back, a neat, inviting line revealing the soft, yielding pillows beneath. You approach slowly, your bare feet finding the soft, cool rug, its dense fibers a comforting texture. You reach out, your hands lightly touching the top sheet. The linen is exquisitely crisp, almost cool to the touch, with a subtle, dry texture that speaks of meticulous care. A faint, clean scent of fresh laundry, pure and calming, rises as your fingers brush over its surface. With a deliberate, unhurried motion, you gently pull back the top sheet and duvet, allowing them to fall in soft, undulating waves. The fabric makes a low, gentle rustle, a delicate, papery sound that quickly fades into the quiet room. You then reach for a pillow, its plump, yielding form cool and substantial beneath your hands. You lift it slightly, feeling its soft weight, and gently fluff it, the internal fibers shifting with a soft, almost imperceptible whoosh of air, a delicate cushioned sound that is deeply soothing. The pillow settles back with a soft, quiet thump onto the crisp white sheet, its surface now perfectly smooth and inviting. You smooth the cool, crisp linen one last time, your palm gliding over its fresh, unblemished surface. The soft lamp glow continues its gentle illumination, casting long, serene shadows that dance subtly with the slight shifts in the air. The profound quiet of the bedroom enfolds you completely, broken only by your own slow, steady breath and the almost imperceptible hum of the distant city, a faint, muted thrum that seems to emphasize the vast, silent stillness within the room. The clean scent of fresh linen lingers, a comforting, pure presence. Everything rests in a profound, unburdened stillness, a quiet invitation to deep, restorative sleep. The soft lamp glow continues its gentle, unwavering illumination, a warm, quiet beacon in the tranquil room. The crisp, linen sheets, cool and inviting, await your presence. The soft lamp glow, which had cast its warm amber pool across your bedroom, now softly recedes as your hand, moving with a deliberate, unhurried grace, finds the switch. With a gentle, almost imperceptible click, the light extinguishes, plunging the room into a deeper, encompassing twilight. The sudden, profound quiet that follows seems to absorb all previous sounds, leaving only the vast, soft silence of the night. The lingering, clean scent of crisp linen, prepared just moments ago, gently fills the cool, still air, a pure, calming presence. Your bare feet, which had just felt the soft, plush rug, now continue their silent journey across the deeper pile, each step a muted whisper that quickly dissipates into the hushed expanse of the room. The air here is markedly cooler, a refreshing, almost palpable freshness that brushes softly against your skin, a profound contrast to the lingering warmth from the earlier bath. The evening light, now fully surrendered to the night, allows the moon, a distant, serene presence, to cast its soft, ethereal glow through the tall, sheer linen curtains. The curtains, barely stirring, filter the moonlight into long, shimmering patterns that slowly, almost imperceptibly, dance across the polished floorboards and the muted walls, creating a tranquil, shifting tapestry of light and shadow. The profound quiet of the room is broken only by the almost imperceptible, distant hum of the city, a low, steady thrum that seems to emphasize the vast, silent stillness within the sanctuary of your bedroom. You move towards the wide, tall window, drawn by the gentle luminescence of the moon. Your fingertips lightly brush against the cool, smooth glass, feeling its subtle chill, a direct connection to the cool, vast expanse of the night outside. You peer through the sheer linen, observing the serene, silvered landscape beyond. The garden, usually a vibrant tapestry of greens and blossoms, is now transformed into a world of muted grays, and deep, velvety blacks, illuminated by the soft, unwavering glow of the moon. Each leaf, each branch, is etched in exquisite silent detail against the dark sky, a quiet, breathtaking tableau. The subtle, clean scent of the night air, carrying a faint, distant aroma of damp earth and unseen blossoms, drifts inward, a refreshing, grounding perfume that deepens with each slow, deliberate breath. The cool air brushes gently against your face, a soft, caressing touch that seems to draw out any lingering tension, inviting a deeper sense of tranquility. You remain at the window for a long, quiet moment, simply observing, allowing your gaze to soften and unfocus, absorbing the profound stillness of the moonlit world. The intricate play of light and shadow, the subtle movements of the sheer curtains and the cool, gentle breeze, all contribute to a mesmerizing, almost hypnotic scene. The quiet vastness of the night outside feels entirely in harmony with the profound peace within the room, a perfect, unburdened balance. The distant hum of the city, a soft, consistent drone, seems to recede further, becoming an almost imagined sound, blending seamlessly into the background of the profound quiet. With a slow, unhurried motion, you turn from the window, leaving the moon's gentle vigil, and direct your steps towards the bed. The crisp linen sheets, a pristine, inviting white, now gleam softly in the ambient moonlight, their surfaces cool and unblemished. Your bare feet find the soft, cool pile of the rug, its dense fibers a comforting texture that cushions your every movement. You reach out, your hands lightly touching the top sheet, feeling its exquisite crispness, its cool, dry texture, a promise of profound rest. The pillows, plump and yielding, are bathed in the soft, silver light, their surfaces smooth and cool, inviting your head to settle. The air around the bed is perfectly still, holding the clean scent of fresh linen, a pure and calming presence. The soft, silver glow of the moonlight continues its gentle, unwavering illumination, casting long, serene shadows across the quiet room. The crisp linen sheets, cool and inviting, await your full presence. Everything settles into a deep, unhurried stillness, inviting a profound sense of drift and ultimate peace. You step fully onto the cool, plush rug beside the bed, your bare feet making no sound. With a slow, unhurried grace, you draw back the crisp top linen sheet, its texture a final, delicate whisper against the deeper, yielding layers. Beneath it, the smooth, cool expanse of pure silk gleams softly in the ambient moonlight, a profound, effortless invitation to deeper rest. The air around the bed is perfectly still, holding the clean, faint scent of fresh linen, now mingling with the subtle, almost imperceptible sweetness of the silk itself. With a deliberate, unhurried motion, you lower your body onto the bed. The silk sheets, cool and exquisitely smooth, immediately caress your skin, a sensation of profound softness and almost frictionless glide. You feel the subtle, inherent coolness of the fabric against your bare arms and legs, a refreshing contrast that seems to draw away any lingering warmth from the day. As you settle, the silk shifts beneath you, a soft, almost liquid whisper, conforming perfectly to the contours of your form, creating a feeling of gentle, weightless support. The plump, cool pillow, still holding the faint scent of fresh linen, receives your head with a deep, yielding softness, its surface a smooth, cool haven. You lie still for a long, quiet moment, allowing your entire body to sink deeper into the luxurious embrace of the silk. Your fingers, resting lightly on the surface of the sheet, instinctively trace its flawless, unbroken smoothness, feeling the exquisitely fine weave, the subtle, almost imperceptible shimmer of its surface in the moonlight. There is no resistance, only a continuous, gentle glide, a sensation that seems to quiet every nerve ending. The duvet, lightweight and soft, settles gently over you, its silk exterior adding another layer of smooth, cool comfort, a profound, unburdened weight. The profound quiet of the bedroom envelops you completely. The distant, almost imperceptible hum of the city, which had been a faint, muted thrum, now seems to recede even further, becoming an almost imagined sound, blending seamlessly into the vast silent stillness that fills the room. Your own breath, slow and deep, is the only clear sound, a soft, rhythmic now that rises and falls, a steady, calming presence. The cool air, brushing softly against your exposed skin, feels clean and pure, a continuous, gentle caress that deepens your sense of tranquility. You shift slightly, a slow, almost imperceptible movement, feeling the silk glide effortlessly against your skin, a continuous, soothing whisper. The moonlight, a soft, silver glow, continues its unwavering illumination, casting long, serene shadows that remain perfectly still, frozen in a timeless moment. The feeling of weightlessness becomes more pronounced, a profound sense of being suspended in perfect, unburdened peace. Each breath feels softer, slower, drawing you deeper into the quietude, into the profound embrace of the silk. The smooth texture of the silk sheets holds you in a soft, quiet embrace, a profound comfort. The deep quiet of the moonlit room envelops you completely, inviting a pervasive, unburdened peace that gently carries you into a deep, dreamless drift.